All right. Hey, Ray, can you grab my headphones when you get a chance to?
Yeah.
Ugh. I think they're, yeah, potentially.
Yeah, that was probably live.
Whatever.
That's all
Just
good.
feeding the dogs. We're in the garage feeding the dogs. So, hi, bud.
Cool. Dude, I literally just got home too.
What were you doing? Were you at the track or?
Yeah, I was at the track.
Oh, no.
Dude,
Live.
remember that A90, the blue and white A90 at the competition? Like,
Oh,
Yeah,
Miles.
that's the dude from Grants
Wait.
Pass.
Wait, no. Kenny.
Yeah, it was Kenny.
Uh-huh.
Like, he's up in Portland, Vancouver area, right?
Yeah, he flies the helicopters.
So I don't know, but dude, so Mitch bought that body.
Oh, cool.
Like, it's the blue and white A90, the one that looks like really, really, really good.
I thought that was the dude who's from Grants Pass. Miles, is that his name?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm getting people mixed up.
Because he had a blue and white A90 as well.
But so the other one's kind of purple-ish. The Miles.
I don't think I saw that. Yeah, I don't think I saw it.
Yeah, you did. Because he's the top qualifier.
Oh yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. He's from Grants Pass.
Well, it depends because Andy McDonald's also has a white and blue, which is
And-
bluer.
Andy McDonald is a skateboarder. Who are you?
No, Kenny McDonald's.
Hold on.
I don't know.
Adam's gonna pull up pictures.
Oh shoot! Hold on. Oh no! Having a brain fart. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. It's not a chat; it's a stream. Oh my gosh.
We're just getting situated.
Yeah, I mean, I think John was the only one that was like actually home.
Yeah, he was the only one. Right.
But I was working on my car. Lower
Yeah.
control arms.
Like actually home.
Yeah, real car.
I just want to get this straight.
Dinner time. So.
What are you having for dinner, dude?
It's shredded chicken with white chili. Pretty good.
Yeah. Nice.
Do I not have a picture of it?
Well, you should have one.
Of what, the shredded chicken?
Oh, no.
No, are you? So wait, are you guys talking about the #1 qualifier, Miles, or a different?
This came from Kenny.
Okay.
I don't know.
It looks good. It's white and blue. It's the dark. It's more white and blue. Like Miles is like cream and purple. I think the way he painted it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I'm over it. I'm not.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. Good evening. So this is Jake, daughter. Go ahead and do some introduction of yourself, Jake.
Jake Daughter, like John said. What do you want to know?
Well, everything else. What do you do? How'd you get into RC? That kind of stuff. Talk about.
Wait. Jake, move a foot to your left.
My left or your left?
What you did. Move back 6 inches. There.
Right.
Now stay there.
Okay.
that light in the back.
No.
Like,
can you turn the light in your background off?
Off, yeah. I mean, very dark.
That's
No,
still
that's good.
better. Yeah.
Good.
That's better.
mhm.
All right. But okay, anyways, yeah. What?
Oh, I was just looking at Ben's chat. I
Oh.
was there.
Yeah,
Anyway.
so obviously my name is Jake Daughter, part of the Midnight Suns team. I live in Vancouver, Washington now. I used to live in Salem, but just moved up here. Yeah, I got into RC. Geez, I was probably 12, I think. My dad bought me like a Traxxas. What was it? A Rustler, actually, and then a Stampede, and then a Fortec, and whatever else. All sorts of cars. But yeah, I just kind of been into it off and on since then. It's been a lot of fun. Hang on, my wife's bringing my headphones so I can hear you guys better.
No problem.
Jeez.
The speaker on my phone is not very good.
Time to upgrade.
Lance. It's a call out.
All right.
Lance.
What?
Call out to Lance. Although, wait. Don't you have a laptop from him?
Not gonna work. Me, I don't have a laptop. No, I have a desktop that Lance built me.
Nah, no headphones. No webcam, but apparently no laptop, so maybe not.
Well, I mean, I have the all-in-one I could use, but all of my stuff is down here in the garage. So if I want to show anything off, then I'd have to like come down here. It's just not gonna work. So
Okay, fine.
It works. It's working.
it works. It's all right. I can hear you guys. So
Okay.
as long as people can hear me, we're good.
We hear you good.
Yeah.
So for the people that don't know, I always like to ask, like, what do you do for a living?
I work at Caliber Collision as a auto body technician, so I fix wrecked cars, and I've been doing that at Caliber Collision. It used to be Cadell's, and then we've been bought out or sold or whatever a couple times. But I've been doing that for 15 years, so I love it. Make pretty good money, so can't complain.
All right. So you were talking about your first car was a Rustler.
Yeah.
Adam, you can jump in whenever.
Oh no, you're good. I was just thinking about my first car.
What was it?
It was in the 5th grade, and it was a 2-wheel drive Kyosho buggy thing, and like the whole stipulation was I had to get good grades, and I had to put the car together myself. So that was the very first kit that I ever put together.
Oh, so, okay, that's cool. Yeah, mine was just ready to run, so I didn't really get to build anything, which is probably not a bad thing for a 12-year-old. But
Yeah. And then so with RC, I know you dabble in a lot of different style. You do drifting, you have bashers, you have crawlers. What else do you do? RC.
I have a boat that my wife got me, and then we moved from Salem. I used to live really close to the river in Salem, and so that's why she bought me that. And I would always take my dog down there to go swimming, and we moved, and I haven't driven it since. So
Gotcha.
hopefully one day I get to drive a boat. I've driven Lance's and Neil's, but I haven't got to drive my own yet.
Talk about your crawler. Like how deep are you in the crawling scene?
I mean, I don't know. I used to be into it a lot more, but when we were doing a lot of the competitions at Northwest Hobbies, we got a lot of good feedback from it for quite a while. And then I don't know what happened, just the kind of the wind changed and people kind of just, I don't know, dropped off. We didn't really get a lot of turnout anymore. We didn't get a lot of backing from the shop to change things up. And then it just kind of got not fun, basically. So I just kind of put that on the back burner and got in more into drifting. And drifting has just been a lot more fun lately. So, but I still love crawling. It's a lot of fun. And I really only go like once a year now, unfortunately. But I still have.
Did you guys do that whole what is that, fire by the mountain? Or
no, that's Proline by the Fire. And we want to do that, but it's really far down in California. But we've been doing the Jefferson State Jamboree in I forget where in California. It's just like right into California. But we did it in like September. It's a lot of fun. But these are a couple of my crawlers. So the ones I like and want to keep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Midnight Suns team, would you say your team captain?
I don't think we really have a captain or anything. It's just it's Lance, myself, Neil, and Alex. I think it's pretty much just us. So yeah.
It's team.
But I don't.
What are you talking about?
No.
Jake?
Jake.
No.
Well, so I ask because it's every team there's always a team captain or team leader or whoever founded it and whatnot. So it's always good to get to know more of the local teams in the area.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't really consider myself the leader or the captain or anything, but I definitely try and just always push us or our group to just have fun with drifting or get us more involved with, setting up at a car show or whatever we can. So, but I don't think we really have a captain or anything.
Okay. So I'll let Adam take over, and we'll go from there. Adam.
That's all that you want, John? That's it?
For now, I'll come up with more questions.
John's a simple man.
I try to be sometimes. Sometimes it can be difficult. Go ahead.
Did you get my jokes? My joke in the notes?
I did not pick up on that. Who is, or no, why is Jake?
Yeah. Where is Jake? Who is Jake? I'll do you one better. Why is Jake? No.
I don't, no,
Nope.
not picking up on that one.
Oh my gosh.
That's all you.
Yeah, you have to explain that.
It's a Guardians of the Galaxy thing.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
more so actually like Endgame, Infinity War's Endgame.
I have to watch it again to get that reference.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I'd have to rewatch it to see.
yeah,
and then
same. Yeah,
I'll
it's been a while.
text you, Jake.
Jake doesn't watch movies. No.
I do.
Dude. Jacob Parker in chat. Hot Import Nights on the 25th, so I'm thinking that's the Seattle one. Possibly doing a comp with an FD driver judging. RC, that is.
Well, I want to know what FD driver would be judging.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It'd be an FD.
I mean, it does. Depending, I don't know, maybe. But
I mean, Chelsea DeNovo's up there.
no, he lives in Florida now.
Oh,
Yep.
He's, okay, okay.
Yeah.
And,
So maybe like one of like the older like pro-am dudes from like Evergreen. I don't know. Cameron Moore did FD for a little bit. I don't know. There's Nikolai Konstantinov. It could be him. I think I butchered his last name, but Nikolai. It could be him. I don't know.
Jacob is not allowed to say.
It's all good.
Jake, PM me.
Anyway, so yeah, 25th of March. So yeah, keep that date open if you want to go do.
Yeah, I'll look at my calendar after this and see. That would be fun. Was it in Seattle or Tacoma? Do we know?
It's at Evergreen probably.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like, I don't know where their hot import nights are at. I know it's
I don't know
outside.
either.
Like, it's typically outside. Maybe. Jacob.
Well, no, I don't think so. It's hot import nights. I think I think it's done with like the Tacoma Dome. I feel like
Tacoma Convention Center.
There we go. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That'd be cool. That'd be a lot of fun.
It's hard to hear Jake. Okay, hold on.
No, it's hard to hear Adam.
No, he's saying that he's telling me that it's hard to hear Jake.
I have to speak louder.
Oh my gosh, it's so loud.
I think.
Well, I mean, because you're coming out of like the main desktop volume from my computer, so I can just turn you up and down.
Yeah. Yep.
Is that better? Yes? No? Maybe so?
Can you hear me, Jacob?
Oh, that wasn't Jacob.
Harvard, Glad, and Reason.
I just know the last stream, like I was listening to it, I was clipping a lot, so I'm turning it down like quite a bit just to keep it in check.
Yeah, it's always hard.
Adam, it's you that's hard to hear, according to you.
Well, fine. Then I'll just clip all day. Is that better? If it's not better,
I can hear you pretty good.
Well, yeah, but you can hear me because I'm coming through a different camera.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all good on my end. So
I mean, usually I'm. Oh, thanks, Lance. Yeah, let me turn that down. Okay. I literally just got home from the track. Jake literally just got home from something, and it wasn't bowling, so I don't know what it was.
we were getting some food in Portland.
That's right.
And then the rage room too. Yeah, gotta break stuff.
Okay. Are we better? Is that better?
I think so.
Right on. Perfect.
Yes.
We got a thumbs up. All right, Jake. What chassis do you have?
God, I have a lot.
I can see.
Well, yeah, I have a chassis wall. I have on the far right over here. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but Nervous R, full size, and then right next to it is a mini Nervous R, and then an MC1, and then just a MC1 deck because we have a mini MC1 as well, and then I have an RER up here so you can see it. RER version 0 green, RDX. That's the mini MC1. 22Z with the RC926 high flex deck, and then an SX3 that I bought from Adam. And I think this is your old body, John, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
What like body?
When did you paint this? How old is that body?
It's old.
It's old. It's like
it's Kong old.
Yep.
Kong old. It's like eight years.
It's old.
Just about, yeah,
Yeah.
just about, dude.
I asked him, my wife asked me about it the other night. So, anyways, and then I have this is a pretty cool car, just a YD2 with like all of the aero options, and then even
Why
like,
is he doing this?
the lower ones. So, but
Mhm.
just pretty much that's it. Oh, and then I just got this in the mail today before I went to dinner. So I'll be
Yeah.
building this hopefully tonight. I'll probably stay up super late and build this. So we'll see.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's what I got for right now.
I have a cool little project for us later. It'll be fun
For who?
for us,
Us
as in the stream.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Okay.
You know those ranking things like YouTube channels do.
The
We're gonna rank chassis.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
cool. I'm down. I like that. I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
But yeah, those are my chassis. They're always, I always like trying different chassis because, I mean, you never know which one's gonna drive better, for your style or whatever. So, but so far for me personally, I've liked the Yokomo stuff the most.
Okay. So let's break it into two different categories. We're gonna go with competition and trains. Which one do you like for either of those? The best one that you like.
Oh man, full competition. I like my YD2Z with the RC926 deck. I just think that it has the most like grip. I can just do the most with that chassis. It's really easy to tune in a I don't know, that's just my thinking. But for trains, I would probably choose either the YD2 or the SX3 because they're just really good, stable cars to drive, very consistent, like not crazy, weird, snappy, or doing anything unpredictable. So
Hey, does the RC926, your Z chassis, your competition chassis right now, does it
yeah,
have the far back battery position?
it's actually not. It does. You can. There's a lot of battery positions on this chassis, and I have it kind of like mid. Because I don't like a ton of rear weight. I don't know if you can see this very well, but that's where I have the battery, and it can go back even farther. It can go back about 1.5 inches, I would say.
So all the way back to the toe plates?
Yeah, it
The
could.
toe
Yeah,
plate.
it could be. The battery could be touching the toe plate essentially.
You should do all the way back with the motor sky high.
The motor is sky high right now, and then just move the battery all the way back.
Mm-hmm.
That would be very much like the RDX because that's how that chassis is.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I mean, that I feel that that's been a beneficial setup for what I've been driving lately. So
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, I don't like a lot of rear weight. I don't know. Everyone has their own driving style and preferences and chassis setups, but I've been wanting to try that more. Actually, just move the battery back slowly and see because I'm also running these big brass weights on the back end. So if I took those off, move the battery back, it might kind of balance it out. So.
Do you have the TK blocks on that?
I do. Yeah.
Dude, yep. TK block everything.
Yeah. No kidding. I like them.
It's great. It cleans up the chassis too, like because you don't have to have the upper camber link.
Oh, it totally does. And yeah, because on this one I had to get the shock tower for the YD2Z to be able to get the upper links in the right spot, and I have them all angled super weird. But now I'm able to put my carbon fiber rear deck or rear shock tower back on and kind of clean up the whole car because that was just like the only thing that was right on this chassis and it kind of bugged me. But
yep.
Yeah, but also like you can change where you want on the TK block if you could put it in the forward position or the back position on the block itself to see how much active camber you want on it too. So if you want a lot or just a little, you can just move it one screw and you're done. So pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
John, you're missing out.
About
TK block everything.
John doesn't have TK block yet?
No.
Nope.
John doesn't even have a CLSD. He's so behind on everything.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, yeah, I don't know. They're cool. I guess it depends on what you want to do with it, but
I mean, I still can't decide whether if it's just the sheer weight of the CLSD or if it's like actually doing something on the mechanical side.
Yeah,
I think it is. It's just
Okay, so ball diff or gear diff? What do you prefer?
Gear diff.
If there's no option for CLSD, then ball diff.
Yeah. Okay.
Because gear diff, every single gear diff that I've had has exploded in the transmission, and it's a pain in the butt to just like clean everything.
Yeah, they always leak. I feel like.
Yeah,
True.
now like every single time, every single time.
Yep. And it's hard to get them super loose too. Like I know, I think a lot of the Seattle guys actually run gear diffs, but they run it. I don't know what their weight oil was. I was just looking in their chat the other day and they were talking about it, but it's like super light, but I don't think it's light enough as like a ball diff would be. Cause I run my ball diffs like crazy loose.
Mhm.
So maybe too loose. I don't know. But yeah,
Well-
my CLSD is very, it feels like a ball diff because it's super loose. So,
Mhm. I think it's anywhere between like 1 and 3,000 CSD.
Yeah.
As far
Yeah.
as like the oil goes, and then you remove 2 of the spider gears on the inside,
Yep.
and
Yep. And there's certain O-rings. I think it's black O-rings that you use because they're softer or something. I don't know. Neil told me about it, but
they're more firm, but they're more fit for the actual gear shaft, the outdrive
maybe that's
shaft
it.
of it.
Yeah.
So like you get when you put different oils in it, it actually feels like you're changing something instead of always feeling the same. So that's the
Yeah.
big difference.
Yeah.
You forgot subscribe, John. You got to be more YouTuber. Hit
Yeah.
like and subscribe, John.
Share, like, subscribe.
Right.
Jacob
What
Parker
about you,
said,
John? You like gear diff, ball diff, though?
For me, it's gear diff.
Gear diff, yeah.
I did the ball diff, I believe, with actually the Rear had a ball diff at one point, or
Yeah.
my old YD2 had a ball diff. It works fine, but I keep going back to the gear diff just because it's easier. You just
Yeah.
put it.
"Stop, Lance. You're hurting my soul.
Uh,
Spools are not the best."
Spools. Oh gosh. Okay.
Wait,
Well,
for the RER, spool is best.
well, I don't know about that one. I haven't put a spool in the RER yet, but we will touch on that subject with the RDX a little bit later because I have been experimenting with it. So we'll see.
Yep.
It's either we'll talk about it later.
Okay, so as far as chat goes, because I do want to try to keep up with it this time around.
Yeah.
Because we've gone a few different ways about it, but I think it's more fun like interacting with everybody
Oh, it is.
when it
Yeah.
happens. Okay, so Jacob P, Seattle Jacob, says that you need a GOM, Jake.
Gosh.
I mean, hey, with the way that mine's driving right now, it's kind of okay. I don't
Wait.
like.
Why would Jacob say I need a GOM when he just sold his?
I mean, that is a point, huh? I mean, hey,
Yeah.
eh.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. To do question, and I have no idea how to say your name. I'm sorry. So I'm just gonna skip it. But not the question. Just got the RDX. What would be the first upgrade you would? CLST or shocks? So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Because the RDX is an actual topic that we're gonna hit tonight.
Yep.
Jacob also confirmed gear diff, 1000 CST oil, 2 spider gears removed, black O-rings. So we got that like spot on. Phil wants to hear about lowriders for the next stream. I don't know about that.
Lowriders.
Like the Red
Oh,
Cat thing?
Well,
Yeah.
when
What?
do you guys send us one a review in the
Yeah.
chat?
Yeah. Phil, send one this way, dude.
Well, he
We'll do a
doesn't even
review.
have... Wait, what? Replaced my GOM with another GOM? What? So okay, well we'll get to that some other time. Howard. It's pronounced Howard. Okay. Cool. That makes it super easy. Can't get more consistent than no diff. I mean, he has a point.
Who said that?
Lance.
Oh, I see. Okay, referring to a spool. Yeah. No, it's true.
Okay, MD1 GOM. Are we talking about either or? Dude, actually no. Wait. This is perfect. I'll do that later. We're the tier thing. It's gonna take care of all of that. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my gosh, Phil, what are you doing? He just sent me a photo. He sent a photo to the MSC chat.
Oh.
It's literally a C10 crawler body, a crawler cab. And yeah, there's no suspension on it. Well, I mean, there's probably suspension, like the leaf springs. But hey, that'll be cool.
I
I
guess
wouldn't call that.
down there.
Okay. Yes, bag truck is basically what he sent to the chat. Not this chat, into our chat. Okay. If it feels like we're all hyped up on caffeine, we're not.
No, I've been drinking the opposite of that for sure.
Okay.
Right.
So I did want to cover a tech tip before we do anything else, because I always want to have a tech tip ready to go at the beginning of our things, which we're not in the beginning of our thing anymore. But Brandon at the comp on Friday, actually. No, on Saturday. Saturday was a really good days.
I'm
You
bummed
guys
I
missed
missed
out.
that, man. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like dude, Andrew Peterson and Matt Timmer were just
Yeah.
doors all day long. It's like it was a great day. That's where I did most of my GOM testing too, so I know that mine can keep up. I'm happy with
Yeah.
that.
Nice.
But the tip for today is the Acuvance RAD, the ESC working with the older Sbus adapters. Because apparently, like when he was talking about, hey, does the older Sbus adapter work with the new RAD? Apparently, he was just told to go buy a new Sbus adapter, which instead of like being $43 now, they're like 62. Yeah,
Okay,
dude.
so is it rad specific, or does it work with all of them?
It works with all of them. The thing is it's just a firmware update.
Okay,
But
yeah, that was my next question. Yeah.
but to like go out of your way and just say like just buy a new Sbus adapter.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like they're already expensive enough. We don't need
Yeah.
that.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, like for me to get a full on new Acuvance setup, right? It's $330 for a Fledge and the Rad combo. And then you're gonna do another another like $20 to $60 in terms of like the capacitor, and then another $60 on top of that for the Sbus adapter, right?
Yep.
It's
Damn.
crazy. It's
Does
like
the rad comes with a fan though, correct?
no.
So you have to buy a fan on top of it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
So
So
another
yeah.
$20 on top of that.
Yeah, I mean, that was one reason I switched to a lot of my cars to Acuvance, is because they were offering those combos that were really, affordable. But
Right.
anymore, now that they don't have the BS duals, I don't think that they're like as affordable much
I mean,
anymore.
if you look at like if you just add the prices like separately, they basically equal out. So like you're not really saving anything other than
Yeah.
the fact that like if you buy directly from Acuvance USA, like that in itself is a saving. Anyone that's selling like wholesale or as a retail like Super G or anything like that, they're not making any money on it, like
No.
at all.
No.
Europe and Canada were just restocked with RPX2s. I don't get it. Like,
Dude, yeah.
then why did they make the RPX3? It's stupid.
Yeah. I saw that in the Discord too. I was like, what? I don't know what Yokomo's doing, man.
They're
Yeah.
trying to sell all their old stuff and rebadge
Dude,
it.
I swear to God, I'm sticking by. They found a warehouse full of stuff, and they're just starting to like piece stuff together. They're anodizing old, RPX2s or RBL Pro 4s now, red and purple, and selling them for more money.
I mean, that could be a thing, right?
Speaking of stock though, this is a random tidbit from earlier today. I think Lance posted it. Basically Horizon Hobbies bought out MIP. So meaning if you want good tools, if you want the MIP brand name tools, go buy them now before they go switch over to some China brand name.
Do you think they would though? Because I mean, MIP is a pretty big name by itself. So do you think they would just keep it as is?
No.
Really?
No, like a lot of the stuff that has been bought out by Horizon has instantly gone to crap.
They put their name on it, and that's the end of it, huh?
Wait,
Wow.
MIP said that was false?
What?
Apparently Phil says MIP said that was false.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
I mean, yeah, I hope so. I 100% hope so.
Yeah. same, because it's like when they bought Axial, like everyone was like, oh, that's gonna be so good, but like really, they just keep releasing weird stuff. Like they just released some like new 24 scale like weird buggy thing on Thursday or Friday, whatever it
And I
was.
think it's 4-wheel steel also.
Yeah, it's just I don't know what they're doing. They're just I don't know. More like entry level stuff, I feel like now. But
Well, if anything, it's if Horizon, it's all about making it affordable for the newcomers that
100%.
into
Yeah.
it. So at least that's what I'm noticing for a lot of the things that Hobbytown sells. If it's coming from Horizon, they're all entry level. Just like the Andromeda backbone, $200 RTR. It comes with a battery, and the thing is a beast. I mean, for $200 it works good, but it could use a lipo battery at least before you buy a brushless. So
Oh, don't get us starting on RTRs that come with brush systems.
Oh gosh, yeah. Especially drift cars. Especially drift cars.
best thing
Jeez.
ever.
Okay. Howard has a question, or
Go
just
ahead, Howard.
he's running Hobby Wing at the moment. What's the advantage of Acuvance telemetry? Hype? No hype. All truth. All like the fact of having telemetry is one thing. Like it's cool. Like I can see that my motor is spinning at 90,000, or in Phil's case, 124,000, and that is when the rotor explodes. But besides the fact,
That's all Adam's playing with it.
dude, it was the coolest thing ever. Like, like when you're watching the movies and you watch a car either get like a pole shoved underneath it, or like you put it in reverse and it like pops up in the air just because it immediately stopped.
Yeah.
That's what it did.
Damn.
When the rotor broke. Well, was it the rotor or
Yeah,
the
it was the rotor.
Rotor? Okay. Yeah.
Well,
Did it explode?
Yeah, like it's disintegrated.
Wow.
Phil has it in a
That's cool.
box.
That's
Like-
great. I think I've seen a photo. I don't remember, but yeah. That's crazy.
Okay. So no hype at all. But the better part of the Acuvance system is just the ability to do everything from your radio. You don't have to connect via Bluetooth. You don't have to connect through Wi-Fi. It's just you do it through your radio through the Sbus, and it's that much more simple.
The learning curve can be a little frustrating at first, but once you figure it out, going forward, it's so much easier and so much just, you can be driving and just pull over real quick, add a couple degrees of boost or timing or whatever you want to change, and you go drive immediately and see if you like it or not. And versus having to pull your car, plug into it, change this, put it back, and go. So it's nice.
Like as far as the Hobby Wing setup, it's fine. Like at least it's something, right? But you do have to buy the wireless like Bluetooth or wireless adapter for it.
Then you should use it on your phone, correct?
Yep. And then as far as the phone goes, it's you like have to tune it, and then like if you want to see the live telemetry, you have to go into real-time mode, and it's just I wouldn't say it's a hassle, it's just a different thing. So whichever is best for you as far as the ESC goes.
Well, isn't Hobby Wing stuff priced pretty similar to Acuvance? Isn't it? It's pretty expensive stuff, right?
Yeah, it's expensive for what it is because as far as the Hobby Wing, like the drift spec ESC, it's I would say the equivalent of like the Acuvance Sbus, right?
Yeah.
Except the Sbus is $150, $170 now, with price increase.
Okay.
The Hobby Wing is like $220.
Jeez.
Yeah. So like, if you're paying for that much, you might as well get a Rad, or if you want to go bonkers, then go buy like an RPX2 or go buy a Sbus XX.
Yeah, or I mean, you can just get regular Sbus and with a capacitor and fan and all that stuff, and Sbus, and probably be a little bit more, but
I mean, as far like I've said
but
it
also
before,
it kind of depends on what radio you're running too. If you're running Futaba, then I wouldn't really 100% recommend Acuvance. So
and as far as smoothness goes, like Hobby Wing did a really, really great job as like the motor and speed control comboed together. My problem with it is that the Hobby Wing motor just doesn't have any torque at all. Like,
Is it no torque paired with the Hobby Wing ESC, or is it paired with a different ESC, or just
it's
the motor
the
in
motor,
general?
the motor in general. Like,
Yeah.
stock spec for the 10.5, I believe, is like a 12 mm rotor.
Oh, okay.
And like apparently you can go onto Super G and buy the torque rotor,
I just saw that. Yeah, yeah.
which
But how
I
much?
think
I don't remember how much that was though. But
I don't know.
still, more money. I mean, I feel like Hobby Wing stuff is expensive for what you're getting. I think it's not a good deal.
No.
That's my opinion. I know there's a couple guys. I think Chris and Zach run Hobby Wing. I don't know who else does, but
I'm pretty sure Zach's motor took a dump just because of how much boost and turbo he was running. Just to get that, well, just to get the motor running right,
Yeah.
right? Because
yeah,
it's like if you have no torque, you have to make it up in RPMs to get the torque.
yep,
So,
yep.
yeah.
Yeah. So tech tip by Acuvance.
I mean, okay. So I've said it once before. I will never doubt the power delivery from an RPX2
Yeah,
or even the BL Pro 4. The
Yeah.
Yokomo EFCs definitely have the better power delivery, hands down.
it's tremendous. I have a BL Pro 4. That was the first ESC I got when I bought my first drift car. It came with that, and I still have it today. And I'm running it in my YD2, and it's still like I drive it. And I'm like, Jesus, this thing has so much punch. It's just insane.
I do miss that about the Yokomo stuff.
Yeah.
And then this is this is besides the fact of when everything was like catching on fire, right?
Yeah.
Because when they first came out, there was a big thing about the RPX2s like catching fire. Which, I mean, hey, talk to Neil. Neil will literally desolder his motor wires just from running.
Getting so hot. Yeah, so much power. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was at the deli though, right?
That was at the deli.
Yeah, because I mean we had a lot of traction, so you run a lot more boost and turbo and all that, and so yeah. But it's gonna happen.
Okay. Going back to tech tip, if you do want to run your old Sbus adapter on your rad, or if that was the question, you don't need a new Sbus adapter. You just need to go hop on the Acuvance website, download the latest firmware on the rad site, or on the rad page, or the Zarvis XX page, and then that'll allow you to add the use the new Sbus adapter, or the rad ESC with the Sbus adapter. Just notes though, update your radio. The current radio release for the 7PXR is version 9. So just grab a micro SD card, watch my video, go through it on your radio, and you should be good. I do think that in the previous firmware, it also allowed for the rad ESC, or they called it the MC971. It also says rad in the little like checkmark box when you tap on it. Okay. This is great. Adam Ross just joined our chat. That's cool. Hey, Adam. Sort of new to RC. Haven't messed with one in a long time. Just bought one. I got myself a 1/16 Hyper Go H16BM. I need a solid 3S LiPo that will fit in it. Need help. Sorry, but
1/16 scale.
1/16 Hyper Go. Yeah. So I don't think any of us. Yeah. So sorry, bud. Neither. Well, none of us have that. At least I don't think so.
None of us have it. I think Jeremy is the only one that I know of, and he's in like Idaho or Utah. No, Utah, and he has one. But I want to say they do not run 3S. I don't know of any drift car that running 3S. That's just a little too much power. I think most is just 2S. But,
no, I don't think that's the Hypergo. I believe it's a monster truck.
Oh, it's a monster truck. It's not even a drift car.
Yeah, no, it's a Hypergo is made by MJX Hypergo. It is a monster truck that you can buy on Banggood, and I think Amazon has it.
Amazon has it. I'm looking at it right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry, bud, not our department. I mean, we have bashers, but
sounds pretty cool though. A little mini 1/16 monster truck on 3S. That'd be pretty fun.
I think it's a truggy too.
Oh, dang it. All right.
Yeah,
I'll have to check that out.
There's a truggy version.
Yeah.
Sounds rad.
I mean, it is a truggy.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the biggest advantage over the XX over the Rad? Literally a fan port. I mean, okay, there's more to it, right? So, Acuvance doesn't do any numbers, any quantifiable numbers on their website, right? So we just know that the lowest entry level ESC for them is the Sbus, then the Rad, and then the XX over the Rad. So, as far as that goes, yeah, there's probably like the silky smoothness that Acuvance is claiming with their XX, but at the same time, the biggest physical difference is going to be XX has 2 fan ports, whereas the Rad just has 1. Yes, and Jacob said it. Rad is able to adjust the torque curves like the XX, and also has the AI changes that the Sbus XX and the Rad have. Well, yeah, both of them have it. I haven't quite figured out what they are. I think Elliot's the only one that has a Tau, so he's the only one that can like actually use that.
Well, yeah, he has the Tau 3. Is that
Yep.
the newest one?
Mhm.
Or Tau 2, whatever. I don't know. I have the original iPod weird one, but you can't do much on that.
Yeah, it's the Tau 3.
Yeah, Tau 3. Yeah.
And like I got
But that
to the
one's
point.
kind of dumb because you have to use a battery, external battery to power it. It doesn't have an internal battery, I don't think.
I mean, it's the same difference though, right? Because like for any ESC program, right? You still okay. You just plug it into the ESC and it receives power, right?
Yeah. I don't think the Tau 3 works like that though. I think you have to power it externally.
That might be the case.
I think Elliot was telling me that. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a big deal when I was playing around with it, so
Yeah.
And as far as Tau goes, like it's cool if you don't have the Futaba setup, but at the same time, if Futaba, then you might as well be programming over Sbus, or else you're missing out.
Yeah, I only have the Sbus on one of my cars, and I run the Tau on all my other ones, and it definitely sucks, but I also don't want to buy Sbuses for like 5 cars. So
I mean, you don't have to keep the Sbus in the car, like the
no,
ESC
it's
will
just
remember.
easier. Yeah, that's
right,
true.
right. It's like
I don't think that way, Adam.
well, no, neither do I. Like all of my cars that have it have Sbus on it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense not to have it.
Hey guys, we're being watched from all the way from UK. Peter Johnson here. So I just want to highlight that real quick. So that's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for checking in on us.
I mean, what? It's probably hitting morning time over there.
I guess depending on where in the UK, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how other time zones work.
I think they're like 14 hours ahead or something like that, maybe. I'm guessing.
Okay, let's move on. Hey, Jake.
Yep.
Let me see your RDX.
So
it's 4:44 in the morning. Oh my goodness!
Wow, dude, committed. I love it. That's the RDX. I did switch
Norway.
Yeah, Howard's from Norway. It's 5.
We got a guy from Norway in here too?
Yeah.
Wow, that's rad.
Okay, so let's talk about this RDX. Let's just start off with the basics here. How did your build go?
It's a really simple build. It's very different from, if you built any other drift kits before, like a YD2 or I don't know, pretty much anything really. It's a little different. Not a lot, but a little bit. Like the rear toe blocks have extra braces that basically bolt the toe blocks together, and then you bolt everything as an assembly with the arms and everything onto the chassis. So it's kind of cool, but it's a little different. Yeah. But then the front end is like completely different, where there was no toe blocks at all. It's just like big like bolt essentially that bolt to the chassis, and then the arm kind of slides on and a pin just slides through it all. And then they have a set screw that goes in and holds the pin. It's kind of hard to explain, but I don't know how well the camera's going to pick this up, but like this pin right here slides all the way through, and then there's a little set screw in the middle that just bolts on and holds the pin in. Otherwise the pin will just completely come out, and then the arm would fall off.
I
Oh,
feel
wow.
So, and the upper arm is the exact same. So it's like it's easy to build. It's just a little confusing at first, but once you get it down, it's simple.
I
But
feel
the
I
cool thing,
feel sorry. I
no,
feel
go
like
ahead.
it's a callback to the Yokomo DP. Like
Yeah, I've never owned a DP, so I don't know, but I've heard a lot of people say that because I think that these braces are they're the same as the DPs, or at least some people say they are, some say they don't. They are
Mhm.
not.
I have it right here.
Yeah, yeah, we got to try one.
Oh
Actually, I'll have a DP in a couple weeks, so we'll see. I'll
yeah,
see if
that's
it
right.
works. I just bought it for the body though. I don't want the chassis that much.
I mean, hey, the price that you got it, if it is what it is, that's
Yeah,
you save money.
yeah, and it has the old Yokomo gram lights that I've been wanting to get too. So yeah,
Nice. Score.
win-win. Yeah, and hopefully a gear diff. We'll see.
I kind of doubt it. Like
Yeah, you never know.
unless it was straight up touring car, I kind of doubt
Yeah.
it.
Did the drift cars come with ball dips or spools? Like I don't know.
Spools.
Spools. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably where it's going to be then.
I mean, that's how they got it so cheap, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's true.
so as far as building the RDX, like any tips or tricks for those that haven't built one yet?
I would say no. Just really look at the instructions. Look at the photos of the instruction because they're not. It wasn't the best instruction manual. I would say you really had to like look at the pictures to see which way, a bracket was. If it was upside down or whatever, you got to look at key pieces to see which way they're facing when you start putting it all together. Other than that, it went together. I think it took me like 3.5 hours in total. And I wasn't, rushing. I wasn't going slow. I was just kind of just leisurely kind of tinkering, putting it together. But yeah, so it's a really nice chassis. It's fun to build, pretty easy. So yeah,
Jacob is asking if it came with all the parts for 3 and 4 gear setups. Isn't it just the 3?
yeah, it's a 4 gear. It's the
It's a
exact same transmission as the MC1. It's just all plastic version. Yeah, it's 4 gear.
Okay.
That would
And
be cool if it's 3 gear. I didn't know. I never heard that. No, it's not 3 gear.
I thought it was 3, but okay.
No, 4 gear.
So anti-torque all day. Cool.
Yes. It's literally a plastic MC1 with a way different front end. Different front end.
Right. But
At least
okay,
the transmission.
now I do like the way that they did the slide rack, right? Or it's not the slide rack, but
It's
it's
a belt crank, yeah. But it's pretty nice. There's not a lot of slop in it, like at all, which is nice and tight. But it's also, I don't know if that's just because of the solid links or what. But it's nice. It drives great.
But they did it right, is what I'm trying to point out. Like, it's not the bell crank where the ball studs go on top. It's the bell crank that, like, it's like the Reve'd bell crank. Like, clearly it's a Reve'd bell crank,
Yeah.
where the ball studs go in the front. And honestly, that should have been the only way that anyone should have developed that. Like, when Reve'd came out with their bell crank for the MC1, it was like night and day difference, at least in the tunability part of it, because like with the stock Yokomo one, it's like set holes. You'd still have to like get here or there, not exactly where you want.
Yeah.
Same geometry as their alloy bell crank. So Jacob says that you can just throw your MC1 bell crank in there for the most part. Actually, speaking of that, if you look at the bell crank right now, does it slant that 3 degrees, like slant down?
Yes, it does. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick that up or not, but I don't know.
Okay, cool.
You see it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yep.
So that little feature just helps you, like, as far as the geometry goes, like at the like from end to end, it helps it like either pull for bump steer.
Yep.
I'm kind of curious of when they'll actually release the carbon chassis for it, or if it's literally like
The MC1.
Well, I mean, right.
It's like half and half. It's the thing that's really MC1 is mostly just the transmission and like the battery placement or like their holder. It's not full blown MC1, but it's very similar. The transmission is I'm pretty convinced it's full blown MC1. like where the gears all mount and how they mount. Even the idler shafts actually screw in like the full blown MC1 did. So yeah, but I mean, I would say if they're gonna do a carbon one, I don't know, maybe 6 months to a year, I would imagine. So I know they've been having a little bit of issues with getting just the plastic chassis out because of quality, I think. But so I would imagine once they get this 100% handled, they'd probably go to carbon, or at least make a carbon deck or parts or whatnot for it.
It'd be the most. Well, no, actually, I take it back. The most like, I guess, basic carbon piece would probably be like the RER, right? It's literally just like a rectangle.
Pretty
Like,
close.
yeah.
Well,
When you look from the bottom.
The new one's a little different, but yeah, the old ones, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's
It's a
see.
basic square chassis though, or like rectangle. Not much to it.
Right.
The bumper though is the one thing that really annoyed me with this, because it's literally 4 different pieces just to hold your body post, and it doesn't. I don't know. It's just awkward. Looks weird to me. I don't know. And you can't like that. Those aren't normal bumper holes either, so you can't just put them like swap it out for a different one.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a downside, but
I was saying that it looked like an SEX 10.2 or 10.3 like front bumper. Like
yeah,
how those
those posts. Yeah. Yep.
I kind of want, but we'll see.
What's that?
I kind of want an RDX, but we'll see.
Well, don't buy one, because I mean you might end up with this one.
That.
You never know.
Yeah, man. Plans for that RDX are gonna be semi-big.
Jacob Parker knows, because he's giving me a body for it. So.
Okay. So while we're here, I think Howard was asking like what kind of upgrades should you do first? Honestly,
On this chassis?
Yeah.
Well, okay, I guess since we're talking about it, when I originally built it bone stock factory, as they say, and there's 2 different motor positions. There's low, like it is now, more forward, and then you flip the motor plate around and it puts the motor straight up and down. So it's up here. And I ran it that way. I felt there was a lot of rear weight just from my driving style. I didn't really care for it a whole lot. So I pushed it down, but at the same time, I put a Yokomo ball diff in it and took the spool out. And I do not like the way it drives now. I like the way it drives better. So I don't know if it's just the motor position or if it's the spool. So I don't really know what you would upgrade on this personally, because the one upgrade I did, I don't know if I really like it anymore. So Lance, I hate to say it, but you might be onto something with your spools. I'm not going to admit it yet.
I mean, you could just tighten the ball diff.
Yeah, I can, yeah. But I want to put the motor position back up top first, drive it with the ball diff, and then see. So
honestly, the setups that I've been running right now has been like motor or weight, just weight, sky high. And then like ball diff is semi-tight, like tighter than what you do for sure. And
this one's like really, really loose.
It's been pretty fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's, I think a lot of my other cars, I just really high motor, and especially on polished concrete, it drives really good.
Jacob is saying, can you adjust that front bumper fore and aft, like forward and backwards? That was an issue on the MD1, and body fitting's not fitting. Nope,
there's just those 4 screws, and that's it. So unless you just run it with 2 screws, but that's a very big gap. Like there's not a lot of like fine tunability on that. So no, unless you maybe you could push it forward, but you probably have to put spacers on this little bracket in there. This one.
Move it to your left a little bit. Yeah, the way that I have the camera is that. Yeah, so that's pretty much center.
So there's a little bracket right here that this all bolts to. You could probably shim that out a little bit, but I mean, yeah, that's about it. You can't suck it in farther though.
I mean, I guess I've never had that problem because I run all my front body mounts off of the shock tower. But you can't do that with this chassis though. There's no shock tower. I mean, the shock tower is, like an MD1, I think, where they just have the ball studs on the sides. Yeah,
there's no extra holes or nothing you can screw onto it.
Right. The MD1 has a place for that, so I utilize that. So until I got a GUM, right? I've never run the bumper mounted body mounts until I got a GUM. because it's IFS, right? Like I had
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we're caught up with the chat.
Okay.
So what I want to know, and some of these chassis we haven't driven. And Jake, you're gonna be in the blind on this, so unless you have a computer next to you.
I do not. It's upstairs. I could go upstairs.
Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this working the right way. No. Let me put it right here. Oh, John's huge. I don't need John huge. Okay, we're doing this on the fly, you guys. So, Google Meet. Oh, what the crap is happening? I don't know how to OBS, apparently. I'll get it. I'll figure it out. Okay, so what we should end up with is kind of like well, you'll see pretty soon here. Oh, John's huge. He's huge. Okay, now he's small. I'm going to put him down here. Put me over here. And I need another one. And boom. Now to bring Jake back. Okay. John, do you see what's happening?
Negative.
No?
Nope.
Oh, do you have the actual YouTube stream open?
Yep.
And it's not sure.
Remember, there's a delay too.
Oh, is it that big of a delay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because right now Jake is still showing us the chassis, and Jake's just standing there on the chat.
Whoa! Holy crap!
Yeah. Hey guys, there is a big delay in our broadcast here.
I mean, I knew it was bad. I didn't think it was that bad.
It's like a 2-minute delay.
Oh,
2
okay.
minutes? No.
Yeah. Jake is still showing us the chassis and talking about the motor position.
Are you?
Damn, that's.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No, it can't be that. No. Okay. Do you see
Oh,
it
wait.
now?
Are you not on the actual live part of the live stream, John?
I don't think
am.
I don't think he's live.
Yeah. That's
Like-
a bad delay, dude. Usually it's like 10 seconds.
Okay, I see it now. Okay. It got scrolled back. Sorry, guys.
Holy crap! Like,
What is wrong?
yeah, it's like, wait. I know it's bad, but it's not that bad. Okay.
Alright.
So here we go. So we've got some different chassis on this board right now, and I'm going to make them disappear. All of them disappear. Which Adobe has a pretty cool little feature that allows you to just do like automatic background removal. So that's what I was playing with today.
Cool.
It was pretty cool. Yep. Okay. So we're going to separate this out into want to buy, which is probably everything, as in, and then maybe want to buy, and then just would not straight out buy at all.
Changing my angle because my phone's going to die. But we're good.
Uh-oh.
We're good.
Okay. So first on the chopping block is the Galm. Clearly our group has problems with Galm.
No, we don't have problems with them. We just like making fun of Alex.
I mean, but I have one now. I mean, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I like it. I think it's cool chassis.
I mean, I have one, so I kind of have to put it over here. Honestly, like, with the development that's happening with it and the parts that are coming with it, or coming out for it, apparently there's a CLSD that's already been completed, is hearsay. So belt drive CLSD is going to be here. That way you don't have to go, like, buy a $250 transmission case, and then an $80 gear case, and then another $80 LSD after that.
Yeah, that's insane.
Okay, so we're all on board with buying a Galm, right?
I, it's a maybe for me. So I
It's
think
hard.
yeah,
It's hard to
add-
sell that when you have to spend a bunch of money to make it drive good, or
Okay,
like
okay.
I guess act like
So okay. For you two then, is it a maybe or is it a
maybe. It's a maybe for me.
for sure. Yeah, yeah.
okay?
I would like to own one.
Okay. And out of the the different the way that I'm gonna be presenting these, there's no rhyme or reason to like whatever oh whatever you see first, right? Okay. So next on the chopping block is I need to figure out how to do this better. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Is the Yokomo RD1, also known as the Z, plastic Z.
Um,
It's kind of here. It's in the middle between maybe or just would not buy for
yeah,
me.
it's in between.
I probably wouldn't buy it. I don't know. Like I already have a Z, so why would I buy another one?
Right. Yeah, I hear you. I mean,
I
that's
took the
easy
long
enough,
route.
right? I mean, so here's what upsets me, right? Because it is literally just a Z, and I don't think there's anything different or included with it. But the price is increased for no other reason than a name change.
That's because Yokomo's trying to sell all their leftover stuff.
I'm telling you, dude, they're just selling random stuff and they're just putting stuff together, and here you go. We can sell 1,000 of these.
Hey, Jake, your Wi-Fi, your connection's kind of sucking right now.
Yeah. Oh, that's not good. I can go in the house. I don't know. I have good Wi-Fi, but is it just like cutting out or what?
I mean, you're pixelated.
Oh,
I mean, as
well,
long as you don't care.
I don't care. You can hear me. I don't know what else to do.
I mean, what's the difference between like 5 minutes ago? Just your spot, right?
I just put my phone like 2 feet a different direction so I can plug it in.
I mean, do you want to go over to your other computer or just like inside the house?
Yeah,
Like,
I can
whatever.
just go inside.
Yeah, whatever you want to do, man.
I can't guarantee it's going to be any better, but we'll try. Let me grab a drink too.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, what is the big difference with the new YD2Z? I haven't really looked into it a whole lot.
It's not. There's no difference. Same plastic chassis, same everything that comes with it. Like, it is literally just a rebrand of the Z.
That is
Is it a
it's getting better.
oh? But is it a slide rack?
No,
No.
It's a bell crank.
it's a bell crank.
What?
Like,
No.
it's not.
No point in buying that.
What about you, John?
Yeah, I wouldn't buy it.
Okay. Yeah, it's just going over there. So since we're here, I guess I'll try to put it in order. Okay. The Yokomo SD1 is a big no-go for me.
I would say no. Just because
I
the
would
price
probably also
is
say no.
$100, right? From the MD1 to the SD1 is $100.
It's more than that. The SD1 is starting at like 480 on Super G, I believe.
And then your MD1 is 6 something.
Is 700.
Oof.
So the funny thing is, and I've said it on stream before, they tried selling the SD1 at like $600. I'm like, no way in the world are they gonna get $600
No.
for that.
Like, knowing what I know now, I'd probably skip those two just because if I was gonna get a chassis and build, I'd probably, especially at that price range, I would just go ahead and buy the MD1 or just buy the RDX.
I mean, okay, so get this: the SD1 is literally so it's the RD, right? The top end of an RD. So all of that top chassis is all plastic. It comes with the 3-gear and the 4-gear transmissions, so you can choose which one, but it's still separate transmission cases, right? Like, you have to take the car completely apart, like the rear end to put it back into whatever gear transmission that you want. It comes with big bores, so that's a plus, and it comes with an aluminum chassis. That's it.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Aluminum
Actually,
chassis.
I remember us talking about this a little while ago. Aluminum chassis, man, that's wild.
SD1 is apparently also a slide rack. And then Jacob's doing a background check. RD1 is a bell crank. Cool. Thanks, Jake. Yeah, so yeah, I no, it's a no-go for SD1 for me.
No.
However, MD1, I don't regret it, but it's still like in the middle, like the want to buy or maybe.
Yeah. I wanted to drive yours. I still have yet to drive one. So
Like it's still it drives great. There's nothing bad about that. It's just like I don't know. It's the Eclipse, man.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Timmer said he really likes his. I didn't really ask him if he liked it more than the MC1. I would assume so, but I don't know.
I don't know about that. Like they are two very, very different cars when you compare them
Yeah.
side by side.
Yeah.
Did we actually have any? I don't think we had any MC1s.
What do you mean?
Ooh. Not
Hold
that
on.
I'm aware of. No.
Hold on, I want to fact check that.
I'm gonna say no.
I thought there was.
That's
Wasn't
kind
it?
of funny.
You mean at the comp, right?
At the
Yeah.
comp, yeah.
I thought there was an MC1. Trying to remember who. I think.
I don't think any of the Seattle guys rode them anymore. Maybe Groggy, but he wasn't there. But
I mean, out of the 40 people, right? Out of the
Yeah.
40 people that were there,
Yeah.
we did not have a single MC1.
how many YD2Zs? Because I know that I talked to like 3 different people that had one.
I'm not sure 100%. I did write down 2, 1, 2. I mean, I wrote down 2, but that's probably because they're all the same, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, there is a YD2 ZS there, which for you, like for those that don't know, the ZS is the 4-gear transmission of the Z instead of the 3-gear.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I mean, like whatever you want to say about that, but that's really interesting because like MC1, right?
Yeah.
You would have thought that like it's the big
That was-
bad competition chassis.
It was for a long time. Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. I didn't really think about that either.
Crazy.
There's a new wave coming.
Right?
MD1 all day.
Yeah.
I mean, it drives good. That's all that I can really say about it. There's
Yeah.
a lot of things that they did that make it like almost next to impossible. Like you can fudge your way through it to get a Reve'd servo in there, but you're almost exclusively running like the strict low profile servo no matter what.
That was kind of one reason I was kind of turned off to it, not being able to run a Reve'd servo, and then just like the ball stud arms seems kind of weird to me. I don't know.
Like as far as that goes, like my initial worry is that you weren't gonna have enough droop or just like suspension play. That's fine. Like it's all there.
Okay, well let's go. Okay, that's always my main concern with buying any chassis is suspension travel. So that's good to know.
Mm-hmm. But the amount of play, like,
I forgot. Yeah.
Like Jacob said, like brought up the different part numbers for it. They're like the hardened plastic, so it should clean that up pretty well.
Yeah. But you shouldn't have to buy those upgraded parts or whatever they are on a $700 chassis to like get some slop out.
I mean, I'm still a little bit bitter about the fact that you like in the directions it's like for the plastic parts, you have to shave down the inside part of the rear upright. And it's in the directions.
Gosh.
However, I will say that like if you ever choose to put like Reve'd or just like
Yeah.
the team's 3-piece rear uprights, those all fit fine. So it's like, why didn't it just come included?
More money, dude.
Yeah, I mean, gotta have it.
Options, upgrades.
Okay, next chassis,
Yep.
MST MRX. We actually saw one at the competition on Sunday.
Finally. Yeah.
Like, it was pretty cool. It was definitely pretty cool, but I still think it's an overly complicated thing that is kind of no reason for it. I would still like to have one, but I would not. For me right now, I'm like on RC lockdown.
Yeah. You went hard for a while.
For a month.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a cool chassis, but for me personally, I would say I would not own one. But I'm just not a big MST fan. So I've had them, I've tried them, but not me.
It's a maybe for me.
We did weigh it, right? I was able to put it on the scales on competition day.
Yeah.
It is a 40-60 split.
Yep.
So like it's got the weight in the right areas, so I'm curious of how well it's gonna do.
Yeah. He was not using that in the competition though, correct?
Well, that's because I probably told him that it wasn't gonna be competitive.
Oh.
I mean, because I didn't know about it, right? Until I weighed it.
Yeah.
Like everyone that had a car that was in question, I told them straight to their face, like, this isn't going to be competitive, right?
Like, so you're the one who triggered Curtis Mamula.
Thank you for saying his name right.
Yeah, I watched it on
screen. So like I straight told like all of those guys from there that had the FRDs, like everything front motor. I was like, that these cars are not going to be competitive, right?
I mean, unless they have figured something out that we have yet to do, or they're really good drivers or what, but I mean, I don't know. They just don't work as good.
The FXX, right?
Yep.
It is a mad carpet slayer.
But
I think that's all that it will be.
Yep.
Unless you're Cole.
Cole doesn't have an FMX though, or FXX. He has the RMX, right?
No, he has the FMX, so it's mid motor.
Oh, that's what it is. FMX. Yeah, dude, that thing is insane. Bones. He literally built it box stock, and just drop it on track, drove it. 0 adjustments, and that thing just rips.
It's his driving style. He is the camera car too. So,
but we were also driving that at the deli on the P-tile, where, I mean, honestly, pretty much anything rips on P-tile. So.
True.
Not dogging P-tile. I love P-tile, but it just masks a lot.
Is that where we're at with P-tile?
Well, I mean, it just depends. I mean, I still have P-tile, and
I love
P-tile.
If I want to go fast and do like fast drifting, big entries, whatever, backies, then I'm gonna go drive on P-tile. But if I'm trying to like drive, like with someone like tandem, tight, or whatever, just kind of, or like getting ready for the Super G series, I want to drive on polished concrete because I want to just get used to it and then just stay in that mindset. So I just no grip.
Right. But, I mean, yeah. I mean, hey, so I'll just bring it up now for February because of competition battle woes. More so we're just gonna do like a Matsuri and then do like tandem. We'll still do tandem battles, just not in a like the competitive way.
Not a full blown like competition like we did.
Yeah, I'd rather have us focus on just like for February, maybe even March, right? Just trying to get everyone to learn the line, like what being on the line actually means, and like what a good tandem is supposed to look like. So we've got
and sorry to interrupt you, but like that, and like if we like do like a tandem battle with someone, like okay, hey, this person got the win for XYZ reasons. And if you would have done this, then you potentially could have changed that outcome or whatever. Just trying to get more people, educated on certain calls. So it's
It's a good idea.
Like,
because
for
yeah.
seriously though, like I want like JD, right? Because
Yep.
like watching JD's runs, I want him to come up to me and be like, "Hey, what do I need to do better?" And because I watched his runs, I can like literally sit there and coach him. Because like
Yeah.
we all know that JD was cutting like the inside line on the
Yeah.
like the very last corner every
The
single
sweeper.
time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's like he just needs to learn how to get push all the way out every single time.
Exactly. Yeah. Dude, honestly, I'm gonna say right now, when that dude gets like a really good like ESC and everything set up like really nicely, he's gonna be a fucking competitor. Sorry for cussing, but that dude drives because he's using like a Castle ESC, right?
Yep.
Yeah, like so it can't be crazy smooth and giving a lot of good feedback and versus like an Acuvance or whatever else. So he's going to be a competitor for sure because he's kind of a little bit handicapped, but he's doing really really good.
No, handicap was when he was using the brushed system.
Yeah, the Traxxas setup or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and he still did really, really good.
Yeah,
Like,
he did. When I saw him drive that, I was just, and then someone told me what he was running. I was just like, "There's no way." I was like, "You're lying to me now."
okay, elephant in the room. The 3 Racing D5 MR. Not the first gen, because the first gen rear motor is just kind of like whatever, right? But the MR.
One of us can drive that, but I probably wouldn't buy it just because it's the D5. I didn't have good luck with the D5 or the D4, so I would say no to me or for me. Ben likes it though.
Yeah, I have owned any like zero Sakuras. I think I've driven one, and it's just not really my style. They're really loud, and I don't know. There was someone at the comp actually driving one, and I told them to stop driving because their gear mesh, their pinion and spur was too tight. And he's like, "No, that's just my diff." He's like, "It's a D5."
Was
And I
it
was like,
Guppy?
"Oh,
It was
okay."
probably Guppy.
I don't know who it was. I don't know who it was, but I was just like, I just kind of laughed, and I was like, "Okay, that makes sense," and just continued on.
It was
But
probably Guppy because on Saturday, like the other guys from that area were all like, "Yeah, you'll know his car when you hear it."
it might have been.
Like,
I don't know.
holy crap!
Yeah, it sounded terrible, but the dude was like, "No, it's normal." It's like, man, that scares me, but okay.
I mean, Ben's is loud. Like, it's not like scary
Some
loud.
of his, no, but some of his are, but some of them are. I don't know. He has so many cars, I can't even keep track of them all. But
So I'm gonna put it in between a maybe and a would not buy, like because like
yeah.
it's still it performs. It's just you need to know what to do to it to get it there.
Yep.
Okay, Jake.
Talk to Ben.
Jake and John, you both had one. Well, have one. It's the RER.
I would buy it if I had the money.
If I had to buy it again, man, I don't know. I really don't know because there's some days I'm fully in love with it, and some days I'm just so upset with it. But it's a completely different driving style than any other car, and so I gotta always remind myself of that too. So and it depends on the surface you're driving it. If I'm outside driving on asphalt, I'm in love with the damn thing. But if I'm driving on like polished concrete, I don't really like it because I like watching it move and roll and bounce and like that.
So in between want to buy and maybe.
Yeah.
Like with the RER when I had it, driving on polished concrete competitively, it did okay. It's just when I was driving it was lacking steering, and then once I figured that out, it was a great car for all. I want to say it would be my all-around car for driving anywhere, like garages, polished concrete. I've never driven it on P-tile, that's why I'm like really curious to own one again.
Yeah.
Is to like tune it for P-tile, and I want to see what it would do.
Yep.
Like
all the RER like drivers would hate you.
What?
Because it's not supposed to be driven inside.
I mean, I'm just saying it's like the mini. Like that's what it is for me. It's like I want to figure it out. Like if I can make it work on P-tile, and then we take it on polish, and then we take it on asphalt, it would be like I said, when I had mine, I drove it everywhere. I mean, I even drove it on carpet.
Yeah.
So I want to see that happen again, like to make it work somehow. And that's why to me I would buy it because well, one, it got stolen from me, so
But you have to have like everything is the thing, like to make it like the cool, like the turbofan, right? Like that's what makes it cool to me.
That
Yeah.
thing is a unicorn.
Yeah, like
Did you wait, John? Did you have a turbofan on yours?
nope.
Okay, all right, we're good.
I mean,
Other-
like seriously, the guy that was like, "Oh, let's just turn the front pulley into a fan."
Yeah,
Like seriously.
it's amazing. Nice.
Oh, going back to Howard's question, have you tried the Security 5 MR V2 yet? Not quite. I mean, as far as Ben's chassis go, I've driven a few of his chassis, but that's about it.
I think I've driven it once or twice.
And as far as Ben goes, he's like the D5 guy, like
Oh,
in the
dude, yeah.
Northwest.
Yeah. When I first met him, there was him and one other guy who would always drive.
Alex Burton.
Alex Burton, yeah, I think it was those two. They would always drive. They had D5s, and they
Don't
would.
forget about Nate.
Was it? Maybe it was Nate.
Yeah, it was Ben and Nate that got into it together.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, those are the two that had D5s, and we would. It was. He's like, I think it was me and Neil just referred to them as the D5 guys for the longest time because they just kind of came out of nowhere down the Northwest, and then they were driving at Delhi, and then we kind of got to know them, and I remember their names, but I just called them the D5 guys for the longest time.
That's funny.
And then Alex has a D4, right? A fully like pinked out
He has the
D4.
D4 and he had the D5 because I remember tuning that on in the garage.
Alex Burton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He has a Z now, I think, with like the Razor deck or
He's
something.
got an SX3 with the racer deck.
Oh, that's what it was. SX3. I thought it was a Z for some reason, but
Dude,
yeah.
so
Either way.
those Razor decks, oh my gosh. Because I got the OG RMX VIP flex deck from them.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Like, I can compete with that thing.
Is the quality of the carbon really good?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Like,
Yeah, they've always looked really good. I've always been interested in those.
like all of the milling, all of the fine details, like just for like design sake, it's all really, really, really good. The worst part about it is that since it was freshly cut, remember how our chassis came out for the Midnight Minis? Like we would, like if you looked at your hands, they would all be like graphite.
All that carbon dust and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I have black hands now. But dude, yeah, my RMX from 2014, I could compete with that today.
So did you drive it today?
Yeah, and you know what kills me? I put the 17.5 motor on it, and it slays.
So
Like,
now we're all going to be switching to 17.5s. Dude.
I don't. It's so good.
Pump setup.
Like I don't know what it is, but like it's so good.
Yeah, I got a crappy 17.5 Trackstar. I might just put that in and turn the boost all the way up.
Yeah, I think I still have a race motor from Tekin.
Well, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like it's the purple D35 can from Phantom, like the ones that were illegal, like or they were trying to claim illegal because of the wines on the motor and whatnot. But yeah, like that's so good.
Was that the same motor that you were running in the GOM?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And now, like, so I put the purple Yokomo 10.5 in it.
Yeah.
And man, okay, so feelings about that. Totally tangent here. It's just above the Hobby Wing in terms of torque. Like just above the Hobby Wing.
Yeah. So I have the same motor, but mine's a 13.5.
Mm-hmm. I'd say the 13.5 would probably be more tolerable. But
Yeah.
like you have to boost that motor so high. It's just like
It's not, even my 13.5 isn't crazy torquey, but I think it's a really good like middle ground between the two, because mine's a 13.5R. It's not the T. I guess that determines the T. Did you get the R or the T?
I got the R because
So,
I have
yeah.
the T, and the
Yeah.
T is so torquey that when you release the trigger, it's basically a drag brake,
Yeah.
like 100% drag brake.
What turn is your T?
It's a 10.5.
10.5. Okay, yeah. Because I'm running a 13.5R, and I think I personally love that motor. It's a really good balance of torque and RPM. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
But get this, like, so as far as the 10.5T goes, we were playing it with this on Zach's because Zach's chassis because he fried his Hobby Wing.
Yeah.
Because the Hobby Wing has a feature called Coast, and basically Coast is a feature that was derived from like touring cars
Yep.
that eliminates the braking effect of the motor, right?
Yep.
So hence Coast. So with coasting on, and I was able to do this with like my much more ESE, the Fleta, turning Coast on helped the torquey motors like come back to normal. So like it is possible. It's just if you don't have that feature, it's hard to recommend those motors.
Yeah. I was gonna say because okay, so even my that I bought that top line 13.5. I don't know what the numbers on it, but it's that like TR, MR, or whatever it is. It's like the mix.
It's a 15.5.
No, 13.5. The 15.5 is the R31 house, I think.
Um,
Was it?
I can't remember if it is.
I think I don't remember who makes a 15.5, but yeah, mine's the top line one. But it's very torquey. I'm kind of like not really in love with it because of like you said, I let off the throttle and it's almost like a drag brake. Like the wheel's almost dead stop. It's
Yep.
yeah, so I don't know if the motor just needs to break in. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt and keep running it, but so far, not in love with it.
And man, that was the expensive motor too.
Well, it depends on where you buy it. I got it for cheaper, luckily.
I mean,
But
it's still an expensive motor.
it's still very much an expensive motor. I would much rather have bought, another Yokomo DX. So, oh well, it is what it is.
As far as my motor recommendations go, I still say like Agile and Fledge are the way to go. Like, yeah, hands down, I'd buy another Fledge no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay, back to this RMX 2.5. I know 2.0 here because the 2.5, like even the RTR is coming out, right?
Yeah.
So, if you don't know the big difference between the 2 and the 2.5, what I have listed here, or just as the picture, is the 2.5 RS, which is like the carbon spec of it. But the biggest important difference here is that it comes with active tow, and it has straight cut gears instead of the pinion and ring gear.
Mhm.
And I think it's 3 or 4 gear swappable. I think. But yeah. So straight gears. So it's essentially a YD2.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll do a maybe on it. That's the new one, right?
Yeah, it's the new one.
Yeah, it's a maybe. Like I'd have
I would
to.
say, I would say maybe on that one, mostly just because of like the rear active tow.
Mhm. Like I want to try a good MST chassis that's like out of the box type.
What's the price point on that one, Adam?
350-ish, 360-ish.
And that's carbon.
That's
deck and all
carbon
Yeah.
kit. Mm-hmm.
I think that's a really good price, honestly.
The closest chassis to that would probably be the Yusakani
Yeah.
mix or NGE. However, there's a lot more plastic on the NGE than the mixes.
Yep.
Which, speaking of NGE, I have the NGE, but the Pro model on here. So that's their full aluminum carbon kitted out type of thing. Pretty much how it would have come if it was like either the mix or the like H or L series.
Yeah.
We're still doing that. I mean, like just NGE in general, right?
Yeah.
So for me, this is another maybe. Like it is a good chassis. Like there's no doubt about it. It is a good chassis, especially if you are like if you fix the problem with the transmission. I think it's just built weak. But there's like a set of Traxxas gears that you can get to like really bulletproof it.
Are you're talking about the MSD, right? The RMX?
No.
And the MGE?
Yeah,
Or the mix,
Yusakani.
whatever. Yeah, okay.
Yusakani NGE. The mix is no longer a thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. For me, and the Uskanis are totally no for me all across the board.
Really?
Yeah,
Well-
it's just I don't know. For me, I just don't like them that much. I don't know why. They drive good. I think the only one I like driving is Lance's van, but it might just be because of the van body.
Well, so we were talking about that, right? So the way that I got my PDS mix driving right is I left it as low motor, but then I took 30 grams of weight and literally just stuck it right in the middle, like where the motor would be, just
Yeah.
high, right?
Yeah.
So because of that change, it drove really, really good. And you actually saw it. Jordan was driving it at the competition.
Oh,
Like
that's right. That's right, dude. Yeah, because you sold it to him. That thing was freaking fast, dude. I was so shocked.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's crazy because like if you've ever driven Neil's NGE, like it just feels light, right?
It does, yeah, and that's why I don't like a lot of Usakani cars because they're always really light.
Mhm.
Not my style.
Like fully loaded with everything on my mix without doing any changes, but like essentially the full rear end is all Yokomo, right?
Yeah,
Um, it was less than 1,200 grams.
Jeez.
So like with all the weight that I added, it ended up being around 13, 1350 around there.
Yeah.
But that's how I got it to drive really, really good.
Yep. Yep. They need some more weight.
And it's a ball diff, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so NGE is a maybe for me. Like, there's no doubt about it. The Yusakani cars are great drivers, but like Jake said, it's all about the style. Does it fit your style or not?
Yeah, I think every chassis is going to be like that. You know, I could recommend 20 chassis to somebody, but they're only going to like maybe one or maybe like none of them. You know, it just all depends on what fits you and what you like.
Okay, I'm gonna hurt Lance's feelings here.
The Rhino.
Rhino Max V2.
Oh, dude, I want one. Yes, I want one so bad. It is the coolest visually. It is the coolest chassis available, hands down.
Okay, so we're
But
going
it has
to
to be the same. It has to be the same version as Lance's.
Yo, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going back to would not buy.
Huh? No,
Well, yeah, because they don't make
Yeah.
those anymore.
Yeah.
So
the odds of
Yeah.
you running into the good one, like the
Well,
golden.
Yes, I've come across I think 3 for sale in the last like 6 to 8 months on Marketplace, and they're expensive though. That's the problem. I'm like, man, like it's a really cool chassis, but I don't think I would spend, I don't know, $700 to $800 on this thing because it doesn't drive that good.
I mean, clearly they do.
Well, I don't know. Depends.
Like both Lances and Harveys, like Rhinos, they drive good.
But Harvey's is
Battle
the
mod.
Harvey's is the newest one with the rear motor, right?
Rear motor. Oh, I don't think he has it set as rear motor because Harvey's Harvey and he does Harvey things.
I thought he did for a while. I don't know.
Well,
yeah, I don't know.
But he does have a CLSD in it, I think.
Oh, damn, nice.
Anyway, so where are you guys putting this?
Yes.
I'd buy it.
I want one. Yeah.
But the original.
Lance is
yeah.
not original.
Okay.
Lance is like the V2 or something.
Well, right, but that's what I
Yes.
mean. Like the original of the V2, where
I want Lance's version.
yeah, before they switched out manufacturers because of China things, right?
Yeah. And I want a green one. Honestly, I would take whatever I could get. I'm not really picky on it. I think they're cool no matter what, but I want a green one. And I know that they only made like 2, I think.
I mean, dyeing carbon fiber isn't the hardest part, but getting it in the SSG, that would be the hard part.
Was the carbon? Oh, the carbon was green, wasn't it, on that one? Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah. It was. I don't really care about the carbon being a certain color so much. I've never really seen one that I liked a lot, but it's mostly just the anodizing. It's like a really weird, like flat light green. I don't know. It's cool green.
Okay, next we got the RDX. And honestly, yeah, just how it felt when I drove it, it already had the forward bite of like my Shark or the MD1. Like it was already there even with the spool, right?
Yep.
So thoughts on that? I think if you actually just tighten the ball diff a little bit more, that way you're actually utilizing the bite of the motor a bit more, so it's more spool-like. I think that'll fix it.
Yeah,
But yeah, like it already had the speed right from the get-go. And like as far as the shocks go, Jake, did you build the shocks out of spec or did you build them to the book?
to the book.
So
Yeah.
like there you go. It's it's a stupid proof car.
So I think one thing that would help building the shocks is drilling a hole in the top cap so you don't have that pressure in there, that unequal pressure.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that would help the shocks a lot. Use the shock more as a damper for the versus like an actual a rebound, because they're more reboundy right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just how it is from factory. So yeah.
So one time John's car, one of his shocks decided to take a crap on the track, right? And
Yeah.
like it was hilarious because his car is the only car that I've felt take a huge drastic change because of one shock. I've never felt a car like go that bad before. It was pretty interesting to see because like once he rebuilt it, it was fine.
Yeah.
You remember that, John?
Yep, I do. It's on the MC1. But that could also be a combo of like my steering, my servo arm getting loose.
Okay.
And it could be a combo.
Was it a front shock or a rear?
It was a rear.
It was a rear.
So
But
Howard,
it did feel blown out.
Do you build yours with preload or just zero preload? Or I guess not preload but rebound, I guess I should say.
I
Rebound.
think
I'd
at
have
the
to
time, you did.
Yeah, at the time I did.
With rebound, yeah.
Mhm.
But do you remember if it was like full stroke rebound or was it only like halfway?
I was halfway.
Yeah.
Like a little more than halfway.
Okay. Howard has a comment. Agree that the RDX is faster on 13.5 than his RMX on 7.5. Now, that in itself is a little bit tricky because you have the torque characteristics of each motor, right?
Yeah.
Like for the 7.5, you don't have the torque, but you have the RPMs. So same
Mhm.
idea.
Yeah.
It's just, where is your car gonna squat at? Like that's the real question.
So my RDX, I'm running an 8.5 in it. So
Yeah, my old 8.5.
yeah. So I mean, I could change the motor on. That could change the way that car does completely. So yeah.
Yeah, like seriously though, like so Jake drove my Golm with the 17.5 in it, right?
Yep.
Driving it with the Yokomo 10.5 in it, completely different ball game.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
100% different ball game.
It's crazy that you can just literally change a motor and that is all, and your car will drive totally different.
Completely different.
Yeah. It's fun, but it's frustrating at the same time.
No, 100%. Because it's like how well it drove, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And it's like
And then you buy this motor, you're like, yes, I'm so stoked on it. I've been saving up for it. I buy this motor, and you're like, this is gonna be, this will help me. You put it in, and it drives like crap. You're like, damn it, I just wasted this money. I don't need this.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's so frustrating that there's so many tuning aspects on a drift car that you change one dumb little thing and it just ruins everything.
Yep.
But
I mean,
it's also fun.
that's where I'm at with the 17.5 because the RMX is just so good.
Yeah.
I mean,
used to drive it.
Well, I think Lance was running a 17.5 and something for quite. I want to say it was the Rhino
Yeah, he competed with it.
with the 7. No, he was using my 11.5 in the Rhino.
Oh,
But I think he was running. So the day that we changed the track out, he's been running a 17.5 I think for quite a while, I believe. And then I let him borrow my 11.5 and it drove a lot better. But
okay, that's fair.
yeah, so I don't know. I like 17.5s. I need to get one. Well, actually, I have one. It's a really crappy motor. I'm gonna have to try it in one of my cars.
Oh, 17.5 is in the FXX. It's not an FXX. It's a beast mode FXX.
That's what it was.
It's not an FXX.
I knew you ran it in one of his cars.
I thought it was in the Rhino though. Like I swear it was in.
That's
What copy is the 11.5?
Maybe at one point it was. I don't know, but
okay. GRK GS2 Evo.
no,
No.
I've had one, so no.
Jacob Parker. FXX pukey puke face. I mean,
When you get it for $12, that's a good purchase, Jacob.
okay, so no, tell the story. Tell the story, Jake.
So okay, so Neil bought an FXX from Chuck that was like, I don't know, like pretty decked out. But then Neil spent a bunch of money buying all the purple stuff and the silver, extra silver carbon stuff, and I don't know, built this thing all up. Didn't like the way it drove. I purchased it from him and kind of changed my, whatever I thought it needed. It drove decent, not good. I didn't like it ultimately. I sold it. This kid raffled it off. I bought a spot for $12 and I ended up winning. And it's funny because I beat Neil to it by like a minute or so, and I picked the number that Neil was going to pick. But we didn't discuss that. He was just like, he told me he was going to pick that number. So Neil would have won it if he was faster. So anyways, I get it. I didn't really want it. I just didn't really care. I just kind of hung it up. I thought it was kind of funny, and I ended up giving it back to Neil. So he got it back.
$12. I mean,
Yeah.
Can't beat it.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's funny.
Like, okay, so I want to try buying my FMX back, except
From
I
who?
can't from Lodja, except I can't get a hold of them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
you had. I didn't know that was yours.
Yeah, I mean, who else would like completely bling out an FXX like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like it even had the blah 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 the Bag Eye San suspension setup on it too.
The last time I saw him, or even that car, was when we did the carpet drifting at Northwest, the first and only time.
Hmm.
I think you were there.
Maybe
Hmm.
on carpet at Northwest.
Yeah, at the old shop.
Oh wow.
Oh,
You seen
maybe.
him at the new Northwest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, dude, this is a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Jacob. I don't have the Bianca on here. I mean, I would love to buy a Bianca, but now, like, comparing the Bianca to the MD1, like, that's kind of how I feel about it right now. Like, you know what the Bianca looks like, right?
Mm-hmm. I do.
I do not. No.
Okay.
I might my computer. Let me look at it. I feel like I've seen it, but I don't remember.
It's on Super G. It's by Hikotech.
Yeah, it's a $730 conversion.
Oh God, that's a no for me.
But it looks really, really cool. Like the servo is all the way back by the
I
battery.
feel it looks like an MD1 to me.
Well, that's what I say.
No, you're
Yeah.
right. It does look like an MD1. Yeah. Visually, it's not that appealing to me, but so this wasn't Super G's chassis that they were working on forever, was it?
No.
Okay.
Hikotech has been around for a really long time.
Oh, okay. Is this a 3-gear or 4-gear?
I don't know. I don't remember. It's based off of a YD2, so
Oh.
Jesus. Yeah. No for me.
Does the transmission? Am I looking at this right? I think it is. The transmission has like cutouts around it, so it flexes. Is that what I'm looking at?
Oh, yeah. So yes, and that's kind of like how the new NGE Pro chassis is.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
It's weird that this way back there.
Wait. Is it Joey or is it Steve that drives the Shark? Because I thought the Shark was like one of their preferred chassis.
They both have one.
They both have one.
Yeah, I drove Joey's though.
Jacob says that Joey does run a Bianca 2.1 over MC1. I could see that though. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Howard, with what is the difference in driving 3 versus 4 gear gearbox? More wheel speed? No, not more wheel speed. It's the way that your chassis interacts with the like the motor torque. You'll hear the terminology anti-torque quite a bit. So 4 gear is usually related to anti-torque, or when we're referring to anti-torque in general, that is just your motor direction, like the counterclockwise motor rotation of your rotor matches your wheels. So whenever you like brake or do anything, like if you're on throttle, it's going to cause your car to squat. If you brake, it's not going to lash out or kick back because of the anti-torque of the motor. Like it's just going to kind of be nice about it. and more so your rotation is like not as sporadic. But there is some science behind like the amount of lag that you get from 3 versus 4 gear. Um, I don't really think that it's an amount that really matters. Although if you talk to Lance, he'll say that he prefers 3 gear over 4 gear. So
Yeah, I think it's just a big preference on everyone. I like 3 gear in my comp car. I feel like it's just a little bit more like direct power, it's a little bit more snappier. But if I'm trying to do some tandems and just be smooth, I'll want to run a 4 gear.
Yeah. So 3 gear also has like more just forward bite supposedly.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I mean, like my ZX was okay, but it wasn't like the best. Like for me, my Shark, the MD1, all of my cars kind of feel like on equal playing ground right now, and they're all 4 gear, except for the RMX. RMX is the ring and pinion gear.
That's crazy because I thought that your Z was like super gripped up and crazy fast. That's sort of the reason I built mine with the flex deck and all that stuff. So hearing you say that you think your Shark is even more, I'm like, damn it. Do I need to buy a Shark now?
Dude, my Shark rips.
Well, I mean, I drove Joey's and it was stupid fast. I mean, it was very nice, but I don't know. Hard call.
Out of all of this, like, you know what's funny? Like, and it kind of makes me upset at the same time because it's like RMX, the original RMX, when they did the original high motor mount for it. And I look at all the chassis now. The motor position of the Shark versus the RMX, the original, it's the same thing. I'm like, I've gone full circle from like every single motor position. Like like front motor, front mid motor. I had a Yokomo DIB, right? I did that. I did mid rear or front mid rear and then rear motor. I absolutely hated rear motor and just sat on rear mid or mid rear, whatever you want to call it, just because that is what works. I've got one more chassis on the list here. This one's for you, Jake. You can't see it, but you should know what it is. It's the Travis LCG2 or Travis 2 LCG.
Would I buy it?
You
already have it.
Well, yeah, I know. But I haven't driven it, so I have no idea. I don't know. I mean,
but it's not about driving it. It's about wanting to buy it.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. That's a hard one. The thing with like wrap up, it's like if you don't buy it when it's available, you'll pretty much never get it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So that's the only reason I bought it. That's why I have my nervous. That's why I haven't sold any of my wrap up stuff, because it's just like you will never get it again. Unless you look on Buy. I've been finding a lot of stuff on Buy lately, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. I would definitely buy it. I think it's cool. I think the first one was cooler because you could do forward motor, high low, or rear motor, high low. This new one is only forward motor and it's 3 positions. So
you know what it is?
What?
It's an RER.
It is. Yeah, no, 100%.
Like it's legit an RER.
Yeah. Well, the motor, it's like a high motor RER essentially, because the RER motor's down like on the chassis.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean,
and it doesn't have the forward, belts and all that stuff. So, but yeah, otherwise it's an RER.
You've seen Elliot's, right?
Yeah, he has that crazy high motor contraption, but I don't know if he's running that right now. He did for a while.
I think it's still there.
Is it still on there? Yeah, okay.
He basically took a YD2 motor plate and then just like somehow just screwed it on and got a high motor mount out of it. Like that's what that is.
That's innovation though.
But
right.
There's someone that makes that same motor mount though. I forget what it is. I think a couple of Seattle guys have them. I don't know if they run them or not. But
it's probably like Metal Garage or something like that.
Yeah, I think so, because I found the same one on Buy, and yeah, it's pretty cheap, but I don't know.
So the only problem with wrap-up kits is that one, it's a conversion, right?
Yep.
And it's
It's a conversion for a very old chassis.
Well, okay, let's specify that a little bit more. Actually, no, because you can get the Travis too, right? With the gear set.
No, the gear sets do not come with it. You have, well, depending on, it doesn't come with a diff. It comes with all the other gears, just not a diff.
I think RC Mart was doing like the package. No, Super G. I think Super G was doing it with the package with the diff.
Oh, really? Let me go. I'm on their website. Let me go look at it.
Oh.
Use an option: black, purple, red.
Oh, going back.
Yeah. They're selling it with the diff.
Which
But
is
they're
why it's
also,
like.
yeah,
but-
a lot more money.
Mm-hmm.
Because I paid like $450 for mine, and theirs is $650. So
Right,
so
because importing.
$200 for a $60 diff.
Which, by the way, did you get the all steel, the all metal like diff case or the diff out drives?
From Wrap Up.
Yep.
I'm assuming I bought one of these Wrap Up diffs like a year and a half ago, and I've never opened it, so I don't know.
I highly recommend it. Like
Yeah.
it's bulletproofing your diff.
Yeah, that's what the new my RER came with, the Zero. It came with like the full metal. That thing is so heavy. It's
Mhm.
crazy. Yeah.
Actually, same thing with the Galm. Like I immediately put a ball diff in mine, but the solid steel axle in the Galm is like twice as heavy at least. It's kind of impressive.
Wow.
So I mean, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
KMW FXX here, not used it though. KMW's the premium of MST, that's for sure.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Those things are crazy expensive too. Those
I mean,
chassis.
But when you think about it, it's not that bad. Like if you were to do it separately, you're well over what retail is.
Well, what exactly do they all come with though? Like versus the regular one?
So I mean, if you bought one regular, as far as RMX goes, even I'm not sure about the FXX, but I can talk about the RMX a little bit. Like, well, actually, both of them, right? So KMW is basically all of the aluminum parts that you could get specific to those cars. So if it was FXX, I'm guessing that it would include the like aluminum diff case, which is alone like $125 when I bought mine.
Yeah.
So and like aluminum lowers, aluminum everything. Basically a fully kitted out car.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's why they're like $800 or whatever they are.
Like $1,100 or $1,200.
Oh, that's yeah. I'm way off.
Okay.
That's a lot of money. But they're
So-
also numbered too. They only make a certain amount, batch. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's kind of cool.
So this was fun. The whole rating thing was kind of fun. We didn't do it like in tiers in terms of drivability because we
Yeah.
couldn't, since I haven't driven all of these chassis yet. But I think we know what we want to buy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. There's a couple chassis I really want to buy, and I just don't know if it's going to happen or not. But
Mm-hmm.
Same.
The cat from the video that I posted, or the water bottle that I posted.
the hamster, dude. It's all about the hamster.
Dude, DOS Vlogs videos are always like they're interesting. I love
They are.
I love the videos.
It's hilarious.
And he also has like all of the like he does a really good coverage of like RCDC and like all like
He does,
that competition.
Anytime I watch RCDC, it's usually his videos. So.
Right. For sure. Okay, so that is that. We did that thing. Let's do okay. I've got one more topic versus like as far as the RDX goes, which is like RDX versus like your MST, right? Or not your MST, but the MST RMX 2.5 or whatever RTR that they have, right?
Oh, just comparing, yeah, RDR, or well, I guess kid versus kid. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll do that, and then we'll talk about just like what happened?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, okay, so RMX, MST RMX, brand new, out of the box. You just need battery and charger, right? $390.
Yep.
Okay, versus, and it's the same kind of problem that we had with the Yokomo, right? Like, you don't ever want to buy the Yokomo RTR. That's just a bad idea. They fixed it. They included like brushless, like a zero brushless motor. It included like the SPO2 gyro, SPO2D servo, and like the 302
YG3.
gyro.
Yeah,
Yeah, the plastic one. So like
yeah.
all of the things are like really on spec there, and then they messed it up again. Like they released the RD1, and it has like brushed crap in it again. I don't
Telling
get
you
it.
they're just getting rid of extra stuff.
Yeah, it is 100%. Yeah.
100%. Okay.
Yep.
Then I went on to Super G's website and used their build a chassis type of thing, right? So, with the exception of the servo, I upgraded the servo with the with the Reve'd servo, right? I think it's like a $20 upgrade or something like that. The total cost with like I didn't print out the spec sheet, but it was like Futaba 3PV radio, basic of the basic motor and ESC and all that fun stuff. But it still came out to $727.92,
Jeez.
not including shipping.
Dang.
So like
Don't they keep free shipping at that point?
it's not Super G, right?
No, they don't give away shipping.
So yeah, it's still in that weird type of scenario of like, do you want to get into drifting? Do you like really want to get into drifting, or do you just want to like play with it, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, RMX right now, I think not necessarily pre-orders, but the RMX 2.5 is now starting to come out as the RTR. So that's exciting. But it's still $390 versus $727, $728. So like
I mean, you got to start somewhere. Either start buying the RMX at 390 plus battery and charger and be happy for a while, and then you're gonna hang out with your buddies. Like what happened to us? I mean, we all started buying just the lowest end of stuff, and then we wanted to drive with everybody and keep up tandem, and then we started buying upgrades as far as like it could be wheels, tires, or bodies. I think starting at MST, we talked about this before. Starting at the RTR MST is a pretty standard go-to like startup.
mhm.
It comes
Yeah.
with a setup, rear-wheel drive. It comes with a cool body if you buy the right package.
Yep.
So I think, and then if you do the RDX, I think you're at the point where you built other cars before and you buy the RDX because you want to build the kit for a drift car, and then
Yep.
you already kind of know what motor ESC to buy, what gyro, and then you have your because you race or you crawl and you have a pretty fancy radio already. I think that's what it comes down to.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I think the
Yeah.
RDX is definitely a second step, like up into a next chassis. Like maybe that'd be your second chassis or something like that. Because it's like, once you get good at, taking your car apart, putting it back together, whatever, as long as you can, build the chassis, then the RDX would be a good one for you. But if you want to get into it and you don't really know a lot about, how they, mechanics of it work, I highly recommend the RMX, ready to run. That's what a lot of the guys up in Seattle, when they get into it, that's what they run. And they tell them, don't even buy the freaking turnbuckle kit. Just drive the car. Just drive. Change the tires and play with the, the shocks a little bit, different springs maybe, but otherwise just drive it. And
So hilarious, right? So the biggest problem that I see with the RMX, just like right now, out of the box, right? They're all tried and true, right? They're all driven at the MST like arena or track, right? Before they get sent out. That's why when you
yeah,
look at their tires, there's a little bit of wear on them.
Yep.
Cool, right? So oddly enough, it's like when we look at those chassis, um, like always the front end seems like the spring isn't firm enough, or like just the amount of preload adapter, like the Reve'd drive cut or Reve'd spring retainers, like
Yeah.
because you can get them in different offsets, but it's like you have to crank those front collars all the way down for the RMX to like be where it needs to be. So it's kind of interesting, like how they're
But
testing.
could that come down to, because they're driven, right? Like I said, they're tested.
They
Could that
test every single one. I don't know what surface they drive. I think it's P-tile.
I'm pretty sure it's p-tile.
Yeah.
But that doesn't change the fact, because like it's still like whenever I'm looking and tuning one of those RMXs, they drive fine out of the box, right? But when you
Yeah.
start getting to it and doing the tuning, like the the stock springs are just too soft for it, at least in the front. So what I've been doing is
Yeah.
I've been taking everyone's discarded green Yokomo springs and putting them right on the front, and it's perfect.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
it's such a great match for it.
Yep.
Well, and that's what we said. The RMX is just a startup chassis.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
You're
It's
gonna learn how to drive, and then that should help you get to our level.
it's a perfect entry level chassis in my
Mhm.
opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, 100%.
Price point and for what you get, you really cannot beat it.
Right. So I mean, like as far as beginner chassis go, that's still the case. Like,
Yep.
I think we should buy one, and I'll drive it next comp. Yeah, just to see, like, to see if we can get it to a somewhat chassis that can keep up or can
You know,
handle.
it'd be really fun if we had two and every single person had to drive those two chassis for the whole comp. Like we just change radios. Like next group is up, me versus John. Okay, grab the cars, go drag. You
Well,
know?
Yeah, that's kind of cool. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
well, so there are rumors going around that there might even be just like an RDX specific league.
Yep.
Like it's crazy.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
I think that's what Seattle, the Fight Club guys were talking about doing box stock RDX with certain, ESC motor, gyro, servo, and that was it. And your radio is kind of your choice. But
like a spec class.
Has to be the MST stock electronics.
oh gosh.
I mean, it could work, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Because that
remember
way you're just eliminating all of the factors that, you have a better ESC or whatever. It all comes down to driver. So
what do you guys remember when we had the when Northwest was still the first track that we had on there? But
yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah. So when it was still small and weird, like it looks like
Yeah.
we were just in a closet.
Yeah, that was the
A
best though.
couple of the guys from Portland, one of them bought a brand new chassis from Northwest, one of the RMX.
Yeah.
And I mean, out of the box, newly charged battery, and we were tandeming with, it just depending on the driver, and I think, yeah, it can get you ready. Just you won't be as competitive because I know
Yeah.
the ESC and the motor is lacking a little bit of power and then adjustability for more fine tuning. So
It's just, the driver needs to get used to just throttle control, steering input, stuff like that, and then slowly upgrade. But so my question to you guys is, if someone has that chassis and they're getting to the point where, okay, I need to upgrade something, what is that first upgrade?
go ahead.
So my biggest thing, we're talking about RDX or we're talking about RMX?
RMX.
The RMX
Radio.
radio. Yeah.
100% radio, because as far as the feel goes, like instantly getting rid of the trash radio is 150% like worlds better than what is there. Like
That's
as far as the motor and the servo goes, like they're okay.
Yeah.
But for fine control, that radio is going to do way more than new electronics.
Because if you get a good radio, you can add some curve in on the throttle or brake, and that'll kind of help, smooth things out a little bit. So yeah, and then fine tune your gyro gain and stuff. So
remember Jordan, right? He's the new guy that bought my PDS mix.
Yeah.
So he bought his RMX literally the Thursday before.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It was the Thursday before we did the track change. So it was like a week before, the comp,
Mm-hmm.
roughly. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I met him on Friday because that was when my 4-day shifts, 4x10 shift started.
Yeah.
And like on Sunday, he had my PDS.
Yeah.
Sorry, rewind. On Friday, he bought a Noble, and then on Sunday, he had my PDS.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
So he
So-
drove your PDS for like, it's probably Sunday, and then did he come on Saturday before the comp?
Yeah.
So he drove it for 2 days and then comped with it.
I mean, he was there a lot. Like he was at Northwest on like probably every single bit of free time that he could get. So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
like he wasn't just there for the 2 days. He
Gotcha.
was driving for a solid like 2 weeks, I would say,
Yeah.
before the competition happened. So yeah, like progression happens.
Yep. No, I'm hoping that kid sticks with it because he showed a lot of improvements fast. So,
Right.
which is awesome. Yeah.
Okay. Now the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, we had a comp and it blew up in our faces. I mean, more so there's just hurt feelings that kind of happened all the way around, right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's the people like us as a people individual is what caused it, right? No one specific, just I mean, it is what it is, right? Competitions cause a lot of issues for everybody. I mean, that's why I don't compete. I just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah. I understand why.
So we all had a comp. Most of us had a good time, and then there was a few that were just like, never again. So going back to it, I mentioned it already. So like for February, we're gonna have a Matsuri, just have fun. We're gonna play around. We're gonna learn what we all think a good tandem should look like, right? Because I think that was the biggest part. A lot of guys were there for their first time, like the slide line guys, and a lot of our guys too was their very first time competing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Versus like the Seattle guys and their 3 years of experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think that had a huge thing, like huge impact in terms of like how we ran the competition and what their expectations were compared to what our expectations were.
Yeah. I think that they were expecting us to already have like gone through a lot of those growing pains and that they already went through and know how to make certain calls. And that was not it at all. We were 100% like trying to, gain knowledge from them, get help in, whatever aspect we could. And I don't think that they realized that. Maybe some, I think a couple did, but maybe the majority didn't. I don't know. I haven't talked to everybody about it. I don't know, but I know a lot of people were very confused on why certain calls were made. I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think the important part here is that like the way that we handled and the way that everybody handled it, like in social media, wherever it was, right? Like we could have all been better. That's for sure. But
Oh yeah.
like,
Yeah.
everyone could have handled it way better.
Yeah.
Because in reality, like our competition was supposed to be fun. Like no one knew about the candy bars except our group and maybe like 1 or 2 people. But I mean, hopefully the candy bars were like, well, I mean, they were yard long.
So yeah, so much candy.
I mean, what you went home with the Twix?
The Snickers.
Snickers, right?
Yeah, Matt Timmer, number 1, took the Twix.
No,
No,
Matt
he took the Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat. Yeah,
Alex took the Twix.
and then Alex. Yeah, I got the
Yeah.
Twix.
If you're curious about the Kit Kat, it's like if you have a 27-inch monitor, it's as big as that, almost.
Oh yeah. Insane. So much. I have 18 Snicker bars. Is what I got.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I thought they were hilarious when I was walking past them in Walmart. It's like, I'm gonna do this and it's
Yeah.
gonna work.
I think it just kind of adds to that, like, you know, comical thing that we were trying to go for with this comp. Just have fun, be lighthearted, and enjoy it, you know. And then you walk away with this giant, freaking ridiculous candy, you know.
And I think that was pretty cool. That's probably one of the highlights of the comp. And other than seeing everybody driving and being surprised of like how people have elevated their drift style or, you know, driving, it's pretty crazy.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, Super G says it every single year because the competition just keeps on growing and growing and growing.
Yeah.
I mean, already we have what 13 registered regional competitions happening.
Is that how many teams or people registered for the Super G comp?
When I last looked, it's not just teams, it's regionals. There
Well,
are
yeah,
13 different regions that are competing to
Yeah.
qualify for nationals.
Yeah.
I haven't registered yet, and I don't know if I'm gonna compete.
John, it takes 1 minute.
Well, I wasn't planning on competing.
Well, so that's the thing, right?
It doesn't matter. Okay, hang on. Even if you judge, you're automatically like approved to go compete in Super G down there. So
But you just have to register.
yeah, you still have to register. Yeah.
All right,
So-
someone link me later.
It's literally it costs zero money and it takes literally 1 minute.
Okay, someone link me later so I after test drive.
It's
I
on their
will-
website, John.
Yeah, I sent it. I'll send it again in the chat.
Okay. No,
But
I gotta test drive the real car tonight. See if I'm
another
gonna-
note on that though, like
Yeah,
if you
13
do
grand.
have a question, like if you do question if you're gonna like compete or not, like register anyway, because like if
Yeah.
you are not registered, what they said, what Super G said is that if you don't register, like, and if you make the decision like halfway down the competition and you're not registered, you don't compete.
Yep.
So like even if the small idea of there like is actually registering or competing, just register, because it's not going to harm you anything. If anything, it saves your butt in the future. Yeah. So as far as like competition goes, we're gonna have some of the Fight Club guys like join us for a meeting, like specifically us, and then
Yeah.
we'll kind of be the representatives to like spread that knowledge. I do want to have like the Uber drivers meeting where we all like sit down and be like, these are the rules.
Well, I think a driver's meeting appointment for, you know, people need to ask questions. That's why I asked Nick a couple questions about, you know, certain criteria, and because I wanted clarification, you know, and it's just like I don't think anybody else did. And I noticed one thing that kind of was a little bit frustrating to me. Is no one's fault at all, but it's like the very, very first battle, Nick asked, "Are drivers ready?" They said yes. He's like, "Okay, on your mark, go," or whatever he said. And like, as soon as that battle finished, they came around. I don't know if the driver said it, but somebody over in that area was like upset with how the start started, essentially, like how Nick started the drivers. So it's just like we're kind of already off to a bad start, I feel like.
I mean, as far as that goes, I had my little sample board
Yeah.
all ready to go.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe that was a miscommunication thing. I don't know what happened, but going forward,
that's something
know
that
that- yeah, we're going to have a countdown, and you know, there's just a lot of little things that we've all learned that we need to
Mhm.
like, this is what we're going to implement.
For sure.
So,
I mean, in the future, it's definitely. I think we were off to a great start as far as like the judges goes. There was judges meeting just to make sure we're all on the same page, and then there is a meeting with the host just to make sure we're all on the same page. Also, I feel like for sure next time, since it's gonna be us hosting, the more hands on deck would be nice. Just we have a guy that's doing the tech checking, and then we have tire checkers. We have guys that's just completely making sure that the one person doesn't tech with one chassis and doesn't drive with another chassis.
you know, I don't know if we need to put stickers on bodies or chassis or what, you know, or something, but just to make sure that, okay, yeah, you're good. This has been officially checked. Your tires are good. Your body, you know, your weights, whatever. Because there was, I think, a couple of the Seattle guys were mentioning that they had to change tires later on because they were told that their tires were too worn out or something like that, and then they didn't get to break them in time, and it was too slippery. And I've kind of heard of a handful of different things, and I didn't know any of this when it was happening. So I told them I will personally help Adam out with checking cars in and making sure
in the past, when I was a little bit more active with comp and going out somewhere to actually drive, at a comp, once your car is teched and once the competition starts, like
You can't touch
say
your car.
you can't touch your car, it's supposed to be on track. And you've seen some cars leave the track, change the battery, change whatever. So I think that's gonna be once we get everything dialed, and I'm sure we'll go have a get together at the track. We can talk about how we're gonna host the next one and to be more precise on how we want to execute, like things that people will do, or once we can get more organized. I'm pretty sure that we've done it. I mean, we've laid out a track and drove all day, and then hey, we're gonna change this real quick. It's and I think just like drivers meeting, telling everybody how it should be. This is how and I think I mean that's enough to be said. We just discuss it next time we all meet and then go from there.
Yeah, and I think that's why I wanted to start doing these competitions a couple months before we start our regional series, is because we can try and take baby steps to get everything aligned, so when we start our series we're have a pretty good grip on what we should be doing. And I like that. Just once the competition starts, your car goes on track and it stays on track. And unless your battery dies, then you can bring a battery to your car. You don't have to take your car.
You have to bring it on pits, and then you do it on the pits where everybody can see you. Or
exactly. We could do it right. Have a little table set up like we did before, so it's right there. Everyone can watch. You're not sitting there, changing tires or preload or whatever. So
FYI, it is the worst feeling if you have to go out there because your battery died. Like 100% the worst feeling.
Oh yeah, I remember your event when that happened.
Hey, full circle, right? That was the RMX.
Yeah, no, I didn't turn my car on. Your car just needs to be sitting like in that little hot pit area that we had everyone's car, sitting at, and just when you're ready to drive, go turn it on and then go drive. That's why I like. Don't leave your car sitting there turned on with the fans running and all that, or unplug your fans minimum. You don't need it for one run or two runs. So
I mean, the main thing that I want everyone to take away from this is that yes, we're going to get better no matter what.
Yes. Our goal is to get better and not have, what happened happen again. We do not want that. We want a lot more communication between the judges and the competitors as to why a certain decision was made, or if somebody wants to freaking challenge a decision, they need to go walk over to the judges and talk to them. Don't be afraid to go walk on the track. Everyone's going to know what you're trying to do, or even we'll place the judges elsewhere.
Yeah, we're not on P-tile. Like
just walk out there, man. I don't want people yelling at the track.
That's something that we can discuss again. During this meeting. That way, I think if we did it here, then people that's not involved or can't be involved because they're overseas, they're like, oh, what the heck is going on? So we'll cut that part and we'll discuss it at the drivers meeting or at Northwest.
For sure. Yep. But all in all, I think it was a lot of fun. There was definitely a lot of learning for everybody. But at the end of the day, I had an absolute blast. I think a lot of people did. And I'm excited to go forward with it.
You missed Saturday. Like, honestly, Saturday was great.
Yeah, that was probably a better day than Sunday, honestly. Yeah,
it was a great day.
Yeah.
And like the
next event will be like next big comp will be like a 2-day. We'll have the practice day, do whatever first day, and then we'll talk about it.
I think that would be really cool. Yeah.
Hey, John, I just want you to know that Jake's phone has a better camera than your laptop camera or your webcam.
I'm watching the live
camera.
Anyways, okay, so yes, bad things happen. We'll get better.
Mhm.
Okay, but now it's like late. Now it's John's bedtime that he has to go and
Nope,
test
I
drive
have
his
to
car.
go test ride the car, make sure it drives and doesn't kill me tonight before I take it to the track.
What'd you change on it?
Lower rear LCAs.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Right on.
I was hoping to get 0 or negative 0.5 camber,
Yeah.
but from what it looks like, I gained toe at the same time. So I got to go figure that out.
Toe
Toe.
in, toe out.
Yeah.
Wow.
So because someone didn't buy the toe arms, so we'll see. It should be fine, but I wanted to drive it on the freeway and see what that feels like.
Yeah. Good call. Be
Mhm.
safe.
Heads up. Right, be safe.
Be safe.
100%. So, sneak peek, Todd is building his RDX right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
he got one?
Yeah. He took a
Nice.
picture of the box. But yeah, he just posted a video of just like the bare chassis.
Oh,
Nice.
rad.
So yeah, he'll have that up and going.
I really want one. I just drift car life.
Right. Real
Somehow
priorities.
Todd's gonna build it absolute bone stock, and somehow it's just gonna drive out of everyone's life. Like it's just gonna be stupid fast.
It's the
I don't
way he
know.
tunes it.
But
Yeah.
it's 100% anti-Todd setup. Like 100% anti-Todd. Like
Yeah.
You don't know that he's gonna put caster on that thing like 10 degrees.
Oh, it is. Well, no, because you can't adjust the shock angle at all on those things. So,
Yeah, we'll see. It's Todd.
well, I guess you can. I mean, a little bit on the rear arm.
no,
Mhm.
he likes running a crap ton of caster.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Like we're talking about GOM levels of caster.
Yeah. Like
Hey, the Mini has all the caster in the world now.
how much? How much is all?
Like all of it. Like basically it's like this.
Lower arm all the way forward, upper arm all the way back. Like
Okay, so 2 mil spacer on the top. So and then 2 mil spacer, and then that's it. But I could go more, but like I didn't want to cut up my body more.
oh yeah. Yeah.
But
I
I
had
mean,
to
it
actually.
drove good.
Yeah.
I mean, drove good on Sunday when I was just kind of driving around the track and following everybody. I mean, I
Yeah.
was keeping up. No
Right.
turbo. So
I went back to M chassis tires and wheels on my Mini last night. I'm sticking with it. They're the best. It's so much better.
super sticky tires.
Yeah. They're so good. It's so fast.
Well, I had that van or that Honda that I got from
SMX.
The
That's
SMX. Yeah. Yeah.
if I don't do the go-kart looking F1 car, that's the next body that's going onto the Mini.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch my MC1 to a Mini MC1 again and do the go-kart thing.
Yeah.
Just because I want a Mini, I don't want a full-size go-kart.
Okay.
Minis are just so cool. I don't know. They're just so much fun. Like it's just comical.
Okay, you guys. So I'm gonna be the one to cut this off because we've been going for almost 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is probably the longest one, unfortunately. I mean, I don't know. We had a good time. I had a good time.
Guys was pretty long.
No, well, no.
Just
he-
enough.
yeah,
Just enough.
was it? It doesn't matter. Anyways, so the conversation between Nick Hayes and Howard, I'm gonna cut you guys off. Or I don't know. Does live chat happen afterwards too? I don't think it does.
No, I think it ends as soon as the
It
video
becomes
ends.
a comment.
Yeah.
something like
But
that.
specific to you guys, I have no input on the trace vector. I'm not cool enough to run the trace vector on my Acuvance stuff.
I don't even know what that is. Never even heard of it.
I mean, read the chat and you might get a little
Yeah,
insight on it.
Yeah, I'll have to Google it, see what that yeah.
Yep. Okay, well, thank you guys for coming, joining our stream. Do like and subscribe. I don't know where this channel will go. I hope it keeps on going. I still want to do my owners, like my track owners, like series. I think that
Yeah.
would be a cool.
That's cool. I
That'd be
like
cool.
it. It'd be rad to see like Joey and Steve on there, honestly.
Mhm.
Yeah, because they're busy.
I know. They're so busy, it's crazy. Hey,
No,
what was-
actually, we got Jordan from Scale Science. He's gonna be on here.
oh dope.
Cool.
Oh yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah, so
Then maybe we'll get Joe Sardina on here too.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
talk about the body stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm curious if we can get the dark guys on here too, like Texas in Texas. Phil, that's you. Yeah, if I can get contact with him, then that'd probably be interesting. He actually
Cool.
already did a news interview about just running the drift shop like on like an actual news channel. So that
Oh,
was
that's cool.
interesting. But yeah,
Nice.
That's awesome.
more tech tips would be cool. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, I get it, but they're definitely cool.
100%. Okay, you guys, seriously
All
this
right.
time.
Have a good night.
All right, see you later, John. Good luck.
Thanks.
Bye.